Anyway, so let's just go through the scenario. You guys, you have 3 different characters that have come to this castle. Leo, the angry young master, knows Max. He is Max is his godfather, and after his house was basically his house Valamir was basically killed in China, and he's been trying to like. Sorry, what?
Nothing. No, just go ahead.
You can elaborate, but my understanding is that your house was basically your parents and a lot of your house was killed, but you still have this like servant who is a family friend.
Yeah, sure.
And you sort of came to Max in order to help get revenge on the sect that did this.
Yeah.
So far, you met with Iva Meyer. You danced with her, and she sort of suggested that maybe, you know, people that know Max, their houses oftentimes get unfortunate fates befall them, and she sort of suggested that you consider his connection to all these things that have happened. Along with you, coming to this party is Theodora, who basically worked for Max in trying to help a village in his altruism and his sort of like work to help different people in different countries and stuff, healing the sick. And she came pursuing a book of hidden knowledge. And maybe you could talk about what is in that book. And you actually found the book just in the library. You know, you and Cornelius went to the library, scoured it pretty quickly, and found the book. So you actually have that. Maybe you can talk about what the book is and what it does.
Yeah, so the book is something that Theodora believes is like an original account of like some people who recorded things that Jesus did and that kind of thing, like a hidden gospel type thing, but not quite. And she thinks that it's going to give her insights into like how to be more Christ-like and how to do that kind of thing, because she thinks that that's going to make her more perfect in her faith and that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Cool.
And then Cornelius, who is Leo's servant, has come in order to basically secure his daughter's future by finding someone to like wed her. And so far, his plan has been to try to somehow blackmail or otherwise get Max to assist in this. You know, when you guys came, some of you basically broke into 2 groups. Leo, you danced with Iva and gathered more information about her and the party, and discovered that she has this cult and is dead set on seeking revenge. They sent a bunch of people into the basement to retrieve weapons. They returned upstairs with them, and Max took a couple out with his like incredible inhuman claws that he somehow has, and then retreated into the midnight ball where the rest of the party members, where the rest of the party is happening, and you went there. Everyone here is celebrating Walpurgis Night, which is a kind of an old holiday where it said that the devil walks the earth. You guys ventured into the catacombs, where Theodora has retrieved her book, and then gone down into the I don't know. It's like into the infirmary. Yeah, I made this. So, where she healed some of the party that was trying to kill Max, and then devised a potion. And do you remember what it did? What the potion you made did?
The first potion that I made was the one that Cornelius wanted. So I believe it stops someone from leaving the house, but now that the potion rules have changed, we might want to change that because it's
That
not
should be
permanent.
exactly the same. That would be exactly the same. Would be a 6, and it's a mental change, right?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that's still what Central wants.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
it's
gonna be. It's gonna give him a chance to get out of it, right? I guess. I don't know. Besides, like resist it.
I guess the only difference would be now it would have like a time limitation on it.
Yeah, I'm
It'd
just.
just be
but-
permanent.
Sorry?
Yeah,
It'd
I
be permanent.
can. It didn't used to be permanent, but if you want, I can sort of like.
Well, I don't mind if we do a reroll of the potions or whatever you want to do
I
for
do.
that. I know you do, but I don't mind.
I didn't really understand it, like how. I don't think either of us really understood how the potion was going to be used.
Yeah,
But that's
no,
okay. It wasn't really intended to be permanent before, but I think I just wasn't very clear about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sort of an oversight, I think, on my part. So it's I don't mean to.
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to be permanent. Okay.
And then
And
Cornelius.
the second potion that I was gonna make
sorry.
was just gonna be one to like heal someone of a physical oh, was it mental and physical that I did? I don't remember what I was gonna do. I didn't know what Max's affliction was, and I wanted to make a potion that could potentially heal him, but also potentially heal his driver.
Right.
I would have had to hit mental and physical to do that because I wouldn't know which one I was aiming for. Right? Unless yeah, because I don't know what his affliction is yet.
Yeah, you don't know what his affliction is yet.
And I know
so
for
right now,
sure
Max
that the driver
is suffering
mental,
from 2.
right?
Yeah, right now he's suffering from 2 problems. One is he is suffering from hemophilia because he hasn't drank. He refused to drink blood, so he is just suffering a big penalty of 6 to all actions. Which is a big deal. And then his second one is he was wounded in in the second fight with Iva when she launched when she threw a silver dagger at him. He tried to like raise up his dark powers, and he just like didn't have the strength to do it. And then took a wound for that.
Yeah, so I don't know these things, so I'm assuming that I would try to do a potion that does mental and physical. But if I fail at one of these, does the whole potion fail?
Yeah, if you feel anything, anytime you miss a single target in any roll, the whole roll, I call it you like miss the roll, and then it's really it goes to the GM, gets to decide what happens and stuff, and I get to do that however I want. I can make it so it succeeds with a penalty, and stuff. I get to like kind of decide what happens. And generally speaking, since you almost never get to fail roll, you don't fail rolls very much in this game, so I get to be pretty egregious.
Okay.
Or
yeah, I still think that whenever I roll for that, I'm going to be aiming for physical and mental.
Yeah, but you have to have a specific thing you're trying to change. So, for instance, if you can't cure, you need to know he has hemophilia in order to create a potion.
Oh, okay. So I can't make one that could heal him or heal his coachman.
Yeah, you couldn't. I don't think you could do that. It has to be kind of specific. Yeah. So yeah, generally speaking, yeah. Yeah, okay. And then lastly, Cornelius fought his way into the divining room and got a vision. And the vision let him know about Max's affliction, or not his affliction, his condition, which is that he's suffering from hemophilia from not drinking blood, and also that he found the perfect material to blackmail him, which is located in the crypt. So, yeah, buried in the crypt is sort of like Max's diary, where he describes all of the horrible, where he confesses to all the horrible deeds he's done over like centuries as an evil vampire. And he buried it with his love, or with his lover. It's sort of like burying the past kind of thing. Yeah, and I think that's mostly what's going on. During for the scrying, um, during the scrying, Cornelius went over his limit and triggered his affliction. So that's pretty bad. At the same time, Leo upstairs basically fought off Iva to a standstill, to where he's sort of like next to her, close to each other, so that she can't really the other cultists can't really like, get in between him and her. So they're kind of next to each other, and he stood up for Max and essentially defended him from certain death. I guess he must have deflected the silver dagger that Iva threw at him, and yeah, and essentially like saved his life. So yeah, so I think that's the situation as I understand it. Do you guys have anything to add, or like?
I don't think so.
No. So the plan that I was going to invoke vis-a-vis, I guess, Cornelius Maximilian, was that he was supposed to be able to make a deal where he has leverage over. Oh my God, Ryan. He's going to have leverage over Max, and he is going to basically spend the rest of his days in the castle via some magic potion voodoo. There's some mention about how that was unclear earlier. I thought I'd make that more explicit.
You could just swear to do that. You don't need a potion.
Yeah, but the thematicness.
But I spent so much time on a potion.
And
Oh, well.
arguing.
Yeah, dude, you guys have to like deal with this fucking vampire and this like goddamn cult in this freezing ass country in this remote castle surrounded by wolves and stuff. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, it's fine if you wanna.
anyway, so I think Dio, how about we start with you? You're in a pretty difficult situation up in the. You only have one blood target. You're mostly fine. But yeah, you're basically going toe to toe with Iva. She's going to order. She's going to, she's going to try to like. Basically there's a lot of commotion going on because of the attack, where the guests are like kind of like running around and the cultists are like disorganized, and they're waiting for her command or whatever.
Are these just mine?
And she's toe to toe with you.
Wow.
What are you gonna do?
That's a difficult question. What am I gonna do with her as this character? There's like a giant conflict. My character doesn't know anything about him drinking blood or whatever. Not drinking blood at least, or swearing that off. But my character has a good impression. He's talked to him. Doesn't seem like he's lying at all. About my parents and my family. At the same time, I feel conflicted dealing with this with this amazing woman that I've just met, and talked, and seem like we also share a lot, but at the same time they're trying to kill each other. In this like circumstance, like I'm going to try. I'm probably going to do something that's likely to fail, but like fits both of those values, because I try to push through that. I kind of don't want to lose people again, even though those actions are likely to make people lose again. So I just want to basically knock her out, definitely not kill her or restrain her in some way or get her to stop. Words seem to have not worked. So my goal is just gonna be to like either restrain or knock her out in this combat.
Okay. That's gonna be difficult.
Yeah.
What are you gonna use to do this?
So I can't use anything like since I don't want to cause any permanent harm. I don't want to use my hunting rifle, so I can't use my hunting rifle that I have. At best, I'm going to have to use. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong character sheet there. I'm gonna have to use something like my strength. What does calm do actually? Wait, yeah, what's calm? Like, does that make other people calm, or does it just make me calm?
It makes you calm.
Okay, well then.
These are just sort of descriptors trying to get a sense
Okay,
of the
okay, then
abilities,
in that case,
keywords
I
and
try
stuff.
to use my like strength to restrain them or knock them out.
Right. So yeah. So you can try using abusive on this. I'm gonna make you hit like a 6-5-4 for this.
Jesus Christ. Oh, damn. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
use all my dice then. I'll double it, so it's 6 dice. I don't know.
Yeah. So we're also gonna do a bid thing. She's gonna oppose this action.
This is basically
And I
impossible.
will choose this, and you don't have to bid anything.
Okay.
But you can bid any number of targets. It's not impossible. Remember, so you guys have pretty big dice pools when you go over your limit. If you're using broken, or sorry, not broken. If you're using abusive, which is I assume what you're using here.
Yeah.
You know that does double to that's 6. You know, and I don't. So it's a big thing. Yeah. So I'll describe how she's opposing. You go to like kind of restrain her and stuff like that. And she's going to use her reflexes as a dancer to like escape and then run through the room and then try to like reconnect to her cult.
Okay.
To her, she's gonna kind of.
How do I oppose? How do I oppose?
So basically, you can oppose, and she's gonna bid a number of dice for initiative for her to take her action.
And
you can bid a number of dice as well.
And the negative, I forgot what the negative of bidding dice was.
The number of dice you bid, those dice are going to become penalties for your action.
The number of dice? Or the rolls of
so if
the
you
dice?
Do I know
roll
her
the
bid?
dice.
Am I supposed to know what her bid is?
No, they're secret. They're simultaneous.
Okay.
Like if you roll if you bid 2, then you roll 2 dice, and those are additional targets, right?
Yes, that's right. So I've made the bid.
Okay, fuck. Give me a second. Is it just the amount of dice you bid?
And you roll those dice, and those are your new targets.
Or
those are.
So the question is, how many targets do you think you can hit?
I don't think I can afford because I don't think I can afford to bid that many dice because
that's fine.
Yeah.
You can bid 0. That's a valid bid.
Yeah, but they're probably gonna succeed in this though. Doesn't seem too hard to oppose it, so I'm gonna bid one dice.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Flip them over. Oh, you just bid 1. Okay, that's just Doug messing. Okay. So yeah, so she's also going to bid 1. So they make simultaneous roll
by taking your little thing in the counter that you have in your red zone, and you put a number on it. You flip it over, and then you go like boom.
All right. Yeah. Sure. Okay.
No problem.
Right.
No problem.
All right. So we're going to roll the. Here's the die for the initiative die. It's a 1.
Nice.
Wait, is that good or bad? Like, I don't understand.
Well, it makes it easier for both of you to make your rolls. Okay, so now make your roll. She's going to make her roll. She's rolling against. She's trying to like avoid you. She's going to have to use a force. rush, and probably improvise, actually. So she has to hit 4 targets with 4 dice. So 5, 4, 4, 1 for her.
Okay, wait, so what, I thought I was rolling. Oh, okay. Okay, anyway. I roll a 5 for 1.
No, you have to hit a 6, 5, 4.
Okay,
1.
I just rolled these 2. So that's a 6, 5.
What are your dice? What are you talking about?
The red dice. 1,
Move all the dice you aren't using.
and then I'm not using any of the blacks. This is the last one I'm rolling for here.
Okay.
So 6, 6, 5, 1. And then I need 2 more dice. 6,
Sorry.
6,
So we
6.
can copy dice. Like in the future, just we can make more dice.
Okay.
And then roll them all at once. Like don't do this weird thing.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, I added 6, 6, 5, 1, 3 so far.
6, 6, 5, 1, 3 you'll definitely hit.
Okay, then.
So put a 3 into your blood pool.
Okay. So another 3,
and then
I guess.
Make a blood check.
So that's a 6 then.
Sorry, what?
I already had 3 in there.
Yeah. It's not, it doesn't make it a 6. It's just a 3, 3.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Now roll abusive against 3, 3.
Okay. Let's. So 3. So let me just roll this. Let me move these over here and roll. Okay.
Yeah,
5, 6,
that's
4. Yeah, it beats them.
Yeah, you succeed.
Okay.
Yeah, and then yeah, she's gonna make her own roll. Where the hell is it? How do you hit the roll button? Do you just hit R? Or something?
R, yeah,
Yeah,
R.
star.
Yeah.
Okay, so she actually misses her roll.
Yes.
So she fails so you don't even you actually get to you basically succeed. Yeah, she had to hit a 5, 4, 1. 5 for physical, 4 for rough, and then 1 for the initiative die, and she doesn't hit it. So she tries to dance through your fingers and stuff, but you actually manage to kind of manhandle her. And as you do so, yeah, your rage comes to the forefront. Because it's really you find it really difficult to get into a purely physical confrontation without just hurting and abusing someone. But you actually manage to do it. In this case, you're able to overcome that that feeling and stuff. So what do you want to do with this? You wanted to subdue her.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Okay.
you basically have.
Okay. So that means that I get I'm able. I was trying to make sure that she's permanently subdued, right? I don't have to hold her for this long time, or I can just tie her or whatever, make it so that she can't get out of this or something.
Well, what do you tie her with? Do you have rope on your
Let's see. Do I have
character?
rope?
I mean,
let's look at my thing. Where would that even be? I don't. Could I restrain her for somebody else to get rope? Or would that be a time thing? Could you continuously restrain her?
well, who else is going to do it? So you could at this point you have her. You can basically grab her and stuff like that. I don't think you can just permanently restrain. It's
Sure.
weird to say nobody can really permanently do
nobody
anything.
can permanently
Right?
restrain somebody, but okay, I basically have her. I was
Yeah, Max is here.
okay,
as
just
well.
Max. Okay, Max, just get some rope and let's talk this out.
Yeah, but it's also it's a commotion, right? You guys are in this room. You know, people are playing classical music as people are like rushing, trying to like rush out.
Wait, was this the band is still playing? What the hell?
Yeah. It's like yeah,
Of course.
they're like afraid to like stop, right? Um,
That's very strange. In that case, well, I'm just like, uh, enough with the enough with the music. There's a time and a place, and also, um, I compliment the celloist.
yeah.
And just like a side, I was like, there's time and place was pretty nice, but at the same time, look, time and a place. I need some rope. We need to talk this out. Can't end. I like this. This cannot end in the death of so many
Even if
people.
you like tie her up with like rope, it's not necessarily going to
I
help,
know
right?
it's not a
The cult
permanent
is,
thing. I know it's not a permanent thing, but it's
but
better than
her cultists are going to like kind of basically right now they're dealing with the crowd. You know, there's
yeah.
a big commotion and they can't get, but eventually the crowd's gonna disperse. The
Okay,
kind of her cultists are gonna get through and then they're gonna come over and retrieve her. You know what I mean?
yeah, but Max is still around. He's pretty strong boy.
He's not. He's basically you can see he's like doubly weak, right?
Oh,
When
okay.
he tried to like call up his powers,
I'm like, okay.
some like blood actually like fell out of his body. You know, you basically there's like
Fell
a
out.
splatter of blood around him. From when you know you saw the time where like the lights in the whole room like dimmed and then came
This is a
back.
grim situation. Oh man, I
Yeah,
might not be able to get Max out of this. Maybe this is the perfect time for my allies to come in and maybe help me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. They should be finished with that potion. Can we switch to them? Do they make it on
so
the scene after this happens?
you can do something with Iva though. You can take her to a new place. I'll give you a role to like rush, you know, hide in some place with her or something.
Sure. I mean, I'm just gonna leave
You can
Max
do that
alone.
kind of thing. You could
I
while the
handle
crowd is still here, you could hire someone to help you. I'm just gonna give you some of the options that you.
Okay, well, so this is my special. Actually, yeah, actually, this is a good thing I saved that. Oof, good thing I saved that. Okay, I'm gonna hire someone, to help me out here. This is my Deus Ex, but we'll see how it works. Yeah. Um. Okay, the background for this is gonna be like some sort of like bodyguard guy. He's gonna be, yeah, he's a bodyguard guy. That's what he is. It's his background. Maybe he's the maybe he's an old acquaintance of my family. That's how I know him. Um so I guess, what is it? Choose an objective for the hire? Yeah, so I've chosen an objective
Well,
background.
what's the
I
objective?
have to get a 5-4, and I have to, what do I have to
Yeah,
roll?
and then they'd have a dice pool of 4, which is a good dice pool.
Okay. So
What's the objective for the hire?
oh yeah, like they're a bodyguard for me. Oh, the
That can't be their
hire.
objective.
Oh, what does the hire have as an objective? Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you choose
The way
you
that
get to
it's
choose
phrased
certain
is a little
details
bit
about the
weird.
person, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
still an
Okay,
NPC
I'm gonna
at the
tell
end of
you.
the
I'm
day
gonna tell you
with
about
their
him.
own.
I'm gonna tell you about him. Okay. Actually, should I make it a her? I don't know.
You could.
Should I make it an it?
You could. The eunuchs
God.
happen.
Thinking it's like, ooh. Okay. So this, no, okay. It's gonna be dude-ish. Okay, he is the spirit of a puppet master. Okay,
What?
who's taken over. Look, I get to create this character. Okay,
No,
Carl.
all right. I'm all about
I
it.
get to do it. Okay. All right. So he's the spirit. I have to get into the occultist like 19th century mindset here. he's the spirit of a puppet master, kind of like like a twisted, like kind of like the horror show doll, but like actually like a good doll, um who's taken over like a life-size doll, right? And he basically, the reason he's even here is because he was actually transferred. He was a gift that my parents had given to the to Maximus, right? Um, and he has an objective of his own, and he generally just desires to make sure that, okay, what does he desire? He desires world peace. Okay, that's what he wants. He wants world peace. He hates violence. And he tries to end that. His ultimate goal is to bring world peace to the world. And that didn't align with the house that brought him in. So they gave it to Maximus as a gift. And so that's how he ended up here. How does that work?
Well, let me a couple of things. One is it's hard.
Right.
I don't know if I want to, if it's a good best idea to bring in like a living doll, because they might have their abilities or would take some time to understand.
Oh, okay.
And the
All
second
right.
thing is, I don't think I would bring in a complete pacifist to help you
Well, he's
manhandle.
not a pacifist. At least he wants to bring about. How about this? He's a militant pacifist. Okay.
FYI, by the way, like you have those goats who are like who bodyguard the flock, and that when like an attacker comes, they fall over and like get stunned to death. Like, and then they like because they have like a fear response so strong that their like limbic system locks up, so they fall over and then
Could
they
be a
like they get eaten.
Pinocchio,
I'm just saying
but like,
that this character might be like the equivalent of it's like just falling over and then letting other people beat him down, then he can get away.
okay, how about this? He's like, okay, instead of the world peace thing, he's like a Pinocchio guy. He wants to like become a real person, right? So he's like going around trying to like figure
Okay,
out
but
how he can turn his body into a living person or whatever. I don't know. Like, dude, I'm
all
trying to
right.
work,
I mean,
trying to be
that's gonna be
creative.
that's gonna be pretty hard to resolve in this session, I would say.
Is it
Like,
gonna be too hard? Yeah, I mean, I
Fuck
fair enough.
Max,
You
what is
want
this
something to
character
resolve in
about?
the session? Okay, it has to resolve. It's a short-term goal. It's not a long-term goal. What's the short-term
Max.
goal for him?
Yes.
Huh?
I need you to transform this Pinocchio into a real boy.
Okay, it can't be a living puppet either. All right.
It can be.
Yeah.
I'm if everyone's down with it, it's fine. But it's just like it's hard for me to. Generally speaking, the way that you generally use these abilities is to get someone who's like goals align with yours.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
okay. I get it.
Like
I get. It's. He's got to be a person whose goals align with mine. I was
it's
going
basically
out
you're
there
gonna
with my.
basically someone's at this party. You're gonna have to be like, yo, I'm gonna give you some money or some other favor, and you basically need to throw your lot in with me and help me defend this vampire person against these like cult people.
I don't think I should use higher right now. I feel like that would. I think we should have worked that out like before the session, maybe, because it seems like it's difficult to like come up on the spot, like basically make up the character. It's literally an improv, but it has to be like
You don't
improv.
need to fill in the whole thing. You just basically you have the you're supposed to look down the list and see the things that you kind of need, right? You need someone with some dice in their dice pool,
All
and
right,
in this case, what kind of person do you want? You know, and basically, rich people are good at this,
all
right?
right, all right, all right. How about this? How about that? He has to have something only I have. Okay.
Yeah, sixes are strong because it means that you have a really strong ability to sort of like direct them because they essentially need something you. So, for instance,
Oh, a chance to serve a noble house, I guess. Uproot their station as. I mean, I generally do have stuff people want, but only I have. That's a little bit difficult. Um,
there's probably several things that only you have. You might be the only one with Max's favor, for instance.
that's there might be other people with that. That seems a little bit. I mean, I didn't know that. It's not something I would
I mean,
know.
at this point, you're the only one really keeping Max alive.
Okay,
For,
well,
like,
okay,
for
fine.
the
then.
most
Aren't
part.
you
If
like
So
the
Max-
last of your lineage or something? Don't you have like a family crest or something?
Yeah, but
that
like, how
means
is that
Yeah.
something somebody want? That
You can
that
like
mean that
steal
person
something
would
with a
want
family crest, right? You can be
they,
like, I could sign off on this thing for you, or I have like a
that. That's,
noble whatever
I
thing.
guess
I don't know. It does not matter back in the day.
their goals
yeah,
would
it mattered a lot.
not align with me if they wanted to steal my family crest. I don't know if I
Not
want to.
steal your family crest, like use it, right? Like I don't know.
It's worth something.
It's something that you uniquely have, right? That's
You guys can help deal with this, by the way. Like,
Isn't that
we're
a
talking
symbol of
about
your family? So I mean, that would kind of be like I don't know how you.
I imagine that, like, I don't know, maybe there's like a bodyguard and you're like, I can free you from your whatever if you do this for me, or like, I can hire you onto my thing if you do this for me, or I can, pay for this for you if you do this for. I don't necessarily know.
Only I have. It'd have to be very particular to the maybe.
you don't have to be that particular.
Maybe
It's mainly
maybe it's secrets. Maybe it's secrets about House Valamir that they want that only I have because I'm the last of the house. So it'd be
Maybe you
information.
see like a family rival and you're willing to like sell out your house or something. I don't know.
That seems not something I'd probably do.
Do it. No, I'm kidding.
Could be a
I
thing
imagine
where
that Max must have like loosely tied bodyguards or something, right? That aren't like necessarily working like explicitly for him, but would help him.
could be a thing where like
Right.
like where you convert one of the cultists and you say it's like I will actually like maybe you talk to them during like the dance or something and maybe you're able to get some information on them and you'll be like well actually like now
Okay,
that
I
we
have
know
an idea.
what
I have an idea. Okay.
Oops.
Jerryar is an old servant house of House Valamir. Um, they left to retire not not long before my parents had died. And they were like the Jerryar was like part of like a servant house, and he decided that after seeing like the time here that he wanted to um, be welcomed back into the house at least temporarily to bring this to just give some uh last I guess honor to his name. um so I guess I'd given him an objective. he wants to continue honoring the house.
which house?
House Valamir. He's a retired servant from House Valamir, and he's from a servant house.
Yeah,
So
that
like,
would be a 6, right?
okay, yeah,
That's something only you have. That's something
yeah,
you uniquely have.
yeah.
Yeah, a 6 is gonna be really hard to hit right now, by the way, but that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and any other details? So he's a servant, and
Yep, he's from a servant house. So like you could say there's like a main house and there's like sub houses of the House
okay.
Valamir. He's from like a sub house.
Okay. Yeah.
And so the only
Well, what are his like abilities or like skills or whatever?
oh, okay. I mean, he was like a skilled bodyguard. He spent a long time as a butler. And he he learned small degrees of first aid. That's about it. How
Okay.
is
So
that?
how many targets is that? That's gonna be a bunch of targets.
Okay.
That's like 6, 4, 4, 4 or something.
Okay. 6-4-4-4 or like 6-4?
It depends how you want to do it, but
Okay,
that's three.
can I get rid of some of those abilities?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. I'm
Okay,
just
then
trying
I
to.
only wanna one of those really. I was just adding some more to like make it so that he's like a fleshed out guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna
But
flesh him out as well. So you just come up
okay,
with the minimum.
so
I will flesh out other things.
all right. So the
But
minimum is that he has like he's a really good fighter. That's it.
yeah, so he's gonna have a dice pool of 4 if you have 2 targets, right?
I think the only thing I need is the one, I guess, because one target, right? I guess. I don't.
Yeah, if you only want to hit 1 target, then he's gonna have a dice pool of 3, which is like
Oh, okay.
that's not that good, right?
Yeah, I get it. Okay. All right, let's go with 5. Try to get him to get a 5 pool of 5.
Oh, so you're gonna hit 5. You're gonna hit 3 targets.
Yeah, let's try it.
What are the 3 targets again?
My 3 targets are. Wait.
So just click the details. So
Yeah.
basically the higher he's from a servant house.
Mm-hmm.
And what does he need again?
He needs to like restore honor to his house.
So something happened to his house, and
Yes,
he needs to restore honor to his house.
He
Okay.
retired. He retired not long after, like that. My entire house crippled. So he wants to restore honor to his house because of that.
And then what are the background details?
Well, he's from a sub house of the House Valamir. Is that a background detail?
I
Or
would just
like...
fold that into stick. I would fold that into the first target.
Okay. So maybe like why he's at the party at all?
No, it's more like what their abilities are or something like that. Just a background detail.
Okay, yeah, he's a skilled bodyguard because he served the house as a bodyguard for decades. Yeah.
And then you said you want another background detail?
And he's here because he was looking for he's looking for me. That's it. There you go.
Okay, sure. That's 6-4-4.
Okay.
I'll have a dice pool of 5. And yeah, roll. And of course, you can go over your limit if you want.
And I would be rolling that with reputed.
No, socialite.
Socialite? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, 5. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, you can just do it without going over limit. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't need. One second. Let's see. 6-4-4.
If you go over your limit, there's a good chance you'll fail.
Yeah, forget it. Then I won't do it. Yeah. Okay. Whoa! Let's go.
Okay, so that was really close.
It's close, but it's a cigar.
Right. Okay. So you had an idea for this guy's name?
Jerry R.
Yeah. So Jerry R is this old man. As the crowd is running through, you spot him. He's you lock eyes with him or something. You haven't seen him in 10 years since you were just a little kid, and you're just like, Jerry R, get over here, or something like that, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
And you have to have a scene where you actually hire him. I guess you basically tell him that his house was disgraced, and actually, he was one of the people that was supposed to defend your parents, when they were overseas and stuff, but he neglected his duty and stuff. He abdicated his duty.
Yeah, he quit when the going got tough. He quit when the going got tough. That's what happened.
Yeah. you swore you would like never forgive him, maybe. And now you're like, look, I'm in a bad spot. I guess I'll forgive you, but only because I'm in like such a absolute fucked position right now.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and what do you want him to do? Because right now the cult is like organizing again.
I really want to like get him to protect Max while I like restrain her.
He can like take Max somewhere. He can take Max somewhere.
Yeah, go. Yeah. I'll have him do that then, and I'll take her somewhere.
Okay. He's gonna take Max down to the infirmary.
Okay. Okay. I mean, sure. I mean that makes sense.
Okay. Why don't you roll to do that? It's going to be 3 3 5. Oh, let me think. Yeah, it's going to be 5 3 3.
This will be operating in a new area. Would this be? What would this be?
No, sorry, it's 5 5 3 3.
5533. Jeez, that's hard to hit.
Yeah, because remember he has to like basically deal with all those creatures in the lower depths. He has to like hide Max.
So he's deciding to go in the. Okay, sure. I mean, that's fair. I mean,
he's also has to carry Max, and then he's going to a new place.
Yeah.
So that's at least 5 5 3 3. He has 5 dice to do this with. So yeah, just roll to make that roll.
Okay.
And if you wanted to help him, you could do that. You could support him.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna support
You know,
him.
if you support him, then if either of you miss, then you each take a penalty. Whoever misses.
Sure, I'll
but it ensures that the action succeeds.
Don't you have a gun?
I do have a gun. Yeah.
Can you give him your gun at all, or would you not want to do that?
I mean, I think he has weapons of his own or something.
Does he?
Yeah, I'm gonna say he has weapons of his own.
Okay. I'm just thinking of ways to make it easier. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think that's a good thing to bring up. Those are kind of the details that usually you try to do as part of the hire or whatever. But I thought that was like going. It was kind of. But yeah, it's a good point. I'll just try to like be a little bit like
No worries.
He has all the tools he needs to do this particular task. We'll just assume that because you had some freedom. So anyway, so it's gonna be that's the task to go down there.
Okay. So I'm gonna. How do I support? Let's see.
So you can roll. Jerrier's gonna make the roll, and then you can also support the action. You can try to hit the targets with one of your own dice pools. I don't know if you have an appropriate dice pool here.
Yeah, I don't think
maybe
I do.
Hunter. Hunter might be fine, but like
maybe Hunter. Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to hit all those targets, though. Honestly.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah.
But I just wanted to give you that option.
He doesn't. So.
Okay, so go or whatever. You're gonna roll
with Hunter.
Well, it depends what you want to do. So Jerrier's gonna make a roll, and then you can support him or not. It's up to you.
He rolled. He failed.
What?
He failed.
That's the roll.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed it. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, so that's not good.
No, it's not.
Hey, you defend me. Ah, fuck. You
Yeah.
defend me.
That's pretty bad.
Okay, so what ends up happening is he goes into the lower depths. He just carries Max down there. As soon as he sees the wolves and stuff, he just like screams. The cult hears him, sees him. They like punch him in the throat, and then they take Max back up, and they
Right.
take Max out to the chapel.
I'm glad I went in a different direction. I'm glad I went in a different.
Yeah.
Although
And where do you take Iva?
to my room, because that's the only real place I know in this fucking place. It's only other
Okay.
place I've really been. So I'm going in a random direction. I'm just gonna go to a location.
Why don't you make a roll for that? Actually,
Okay, it wouldn't be a new location, would it? Since
no, it's not a new location.
Okay.
But you do have to hit conceal and carry, which
Okay,
is a 5-3.
5-3. Okay, that's not too hard. But but this is with Hunter. Fuck. Okay. All right. Let's try it. Let's do it. Oh, it's just 1 second. That's it. Three dice. Screwed. This is fucked. Alright, whatever. Let's try it. Yeah, no, doesn't work.
Okay, so you go to
I think
to take
Carl
Max up.
got DC'd, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah, Carl.
we gotta get Carl back.
1 second. They're completely offline.
Yeah, I'm sure their Canadian internet is doing them loads of favors right now.
Hello?
Yeah?
Hey, you're back.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Oh,
Please.
no, I'm
Yep.
back. This is my Canadian internet.
Yeah,
I
I
know
already
it.
said that.
Here we go. I'll reconnect.
Someone
So,
asked
yeah, so
today.
so
Never mind, go ahead.
Dio had some pretty terrible rolls, 2 in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, I had some good rolls to start it off, so.
Wait, what's going on? What did I miss?
Dio Fleb missed 2 rolls. One was for Edgeoyer to carry Max down into the infirmary.
No!
He got intercepted, punched in the throat, and they took Max.
No!
And then he took Iva into the bedrooms. But he missed. What's the biggest? You missed every target, right? So you missed a 5. So you take a penalty of 5. In this case, it'll be what's a good penalty? So I'm going to say that you get spotted.
Okay.
And I'll say the penalty in this case will be from carrying Iva. I guess you'll kind of like you overstretch your leg, and you get like a major cramp just like carrying. And she's like fighting the whole way too, right? In the commotion, you kind of like in the commotion you manage to like kind of like take her through and stuff like that. You think you're not spotted, and you take her into the bedroom, but you totally got spotted.
That sucks.
But your character doesn't know this yet.
Uh,
In your bedroom, you can like kind of sort of like subdue her or whatever. She's not like that strong, right?
cool.
She's
Why
just
did
good
you
at
make it
dancing.
fucking like a crazy ass freaking move then?
Because you're trying to like carry her through the middle of this like you're trying to like these cultists are like fighting the crowd, and you just have like a few seconds to really like take this woman who's like resisting you, carry like basically pull her, subdue her, pull her through the whole crowd without getting detected. You know what I mean?
Seems pretty difficult.
I would not be able to do that. Like, let me put it that way. Like,
That's fair. I mean, no, I mean, my thing was like how like make it so hard restraining her in the first place. This is what I was saying.
Have you ever tried to restrain someone? I don't know.
I think for like I don't know an abusive.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, yeah. I
So
mean,
what made that role so difficult was because you had to overcome your own nature in order to do it.
okay, that's fair. That makes more sense.
Yeah, you had to do something that you know like as I tried to say, when you get into a physical confrontation with someone, you know, you get like PTSD pretty much, um, and you have to like kind of
Oh,
like
so
overcome
so if
that.
I had like failed, the failure would have been something like I kill her or something instead.
It could be, yeah, yeah. Seriously, probably not kill, but like you weren't using a deadly weapon.
Okay,
Um,
good,
you were
great,
just using your hands or whatever. But like,
good. Okay, good. Oh, all right. Well, things end.
okay, so
Whatever.
you've been doing a bunch of stuff. How about we go back to some of the other
Yeah,
uh, characters?
for sure, for
Um,
sure.
Carl, how are you doing?
I'm good. I am just thinking about what I know versus what Theodora knows. Theodora does not know that Lord Maximus is a vampire, and she doesn't know that he has hemophilia. So while she knows that there's like some weird things going on with him, she thinks maybe he's like a strange, like evil wizard or something. She doesn't really
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
She doesn't really understand what's up with him, and she doesn't trust him at all, and she just wants to like learn more before she actually helps him. But you know, she wants to help him with whatever illness he clearly has. But because she doesn't know what it is, I think that if Cornelius doesn't come back,
Don't
she'll
worry, I'll
get,
be calling back.
yeah, she'll probably just, oh, like she wants to make a healing potion, but she also like is very aware that there's like pretty urgent stuff going on. And part of her urgency of like coming down here and doing the stuff in the infirmary was to help the driver, but it becomes a lot less urgent now that she knows that there are people like shooting and there's all this stuff happening. And now that she's done healing those people, it's like hard for her. I have to spend an hour on each potion.
Yeah, and then the other thing is you did heal those the cultists, so they can tell you stuff.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
they do tell you that Max is like this horrible monster that like sort of cursed these lands and and like basically murdered the Meyer clan
She's gonna
or
like ask
whatever.
her details about it. Like, is he a weird, like, evil wizard person? Like, what kind of like dark magic does he use? What is his deal? Like, she's gonna kind of
They
get.
don't have he's just they basically say he's like a monster. There's like a word that they have that means either vampire or like werewolf or something.
So, does she think that he's actually like afflicted with something, or does she think he's just an evil person? Is what I'm wondering.
Your character, I don't know. That's sort of up to
Because
you,
like
but
if he's, I'm wondering what kind of word they're using. Because if they're using a word that could mean like werewolf or vampire, that means he's afflicted with some kind of thing, right? Like vampirism.
yeah, it's an interesting point. Yeah.
But if he's like a wizard who's just decided to do evil deeds, then that's a very different thing for her. So I'm just wondering what they're communicating to her.
Well, they're not. They're pretty biased as well, right? Like
Yeah,
these guys aren't like these guys are sort of like from this like purity cult where they believe it's their duty to
she knows.
like purge
Hey,
the earth of evil and stuff. So
yeah.
um
Okay. But they use specifically a word that means like either vampire or werewolf.
yeah.
Okay. And then what has he done to the land around here? Like how's he cursed it?
Um well, mostly he's like healed it and helped everyone with their problems or something, but they talk about like how people oftentimes come down with these like chicken pox and you know pox and
Mm,
all these different diseases and they like blame him for it somehow.
okay. Okay.
Um,
Yeah, all right. She'll kind of like get an idea for what their issues are, and she'll suss out what she thinks is legit and not. Um, and then she'll ask them a little bit about their like their group and what they're doing here and why they were shooting at him and that sort of thing.
Basically, it's a revenge killing. What happened to the Meyer clan?
Okay.
Iva's always been very trustworthy, and she organized these people together and let them in on the secret. And now that they've seen the kind of like powers that Max has, they're sure that they were right to begin with.
And
Only like
when I'm healing them and talking to them and having this conversation, can I like splint their legs or like heal like bandage their hands in such a way that they like are kind of like it's gonna be difficult for them to like fire a weapon or walk around a lot or that kind of thing?
I think that'd be pretty difficult. I mean, for
Yeah?
instance, they got like I think they got clawed in the chest, right?
Oh, so they didn't actually. There wasn't like. There's nothing that I can really do to like hamper their like ability to move around. It's just gonna be like a chest wound type thing.
It'd be pretty difficult, right?
Okay.
Because you didn't.
Well, I'll do my best job at healing them. And then I'll tell them like you need to rest. I understand that you have this thing. And that's none of my business. But if I, like I'm not gonna be around to heal you again, and I think that you should rest here and then leave.
Yeah, that's totally fine to say.
Yeah, and I'll
totally
kind of
fine.
like tell them that like they need to stay in the infirmary for like a while and make sure that they aren't gonna like bleed out through their bandages and stuff. And even to the point where like I am kind of holding them for longer than I normally would with a patient or something like that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
totally fine.
Okay. And my understanding of it was that while I was healing them, I was talking to Cornelius, but then Cornelius was going to do his scrying while I made a potion for him. Is
Right.
that the timing that you remember as well?
That's how I remember it, Doug.
Yeah. So we were trying to make this potion. I went off, did a divining, and I got
So
masked.
by the time you're done the divining, I should be done one potion, but I shouldn't have time to do another until I
Yeah,
talk to
if it's not permanent, then it shouldn't be done anyway. Like thematic reasons are, like damn them, you know what I'm saying? Like we don't need to do things for fun here. We do them
Oh my
for
gosh. Okay.
effect. So
We're gonna brush past that, and we're
yeah,
gonna say that the potion that I make while you're doing your scry is. Can I just make a potion that heals like wounds, or do I have to make a potion that's for a specific disease?
and
You can make potions that heal wounds.
but
Okay, I'm
it's
gonna
only
make the potion
temporary,
that
right?
heals wounds because I don't know
It's only
exactly
temporary
what.
though, right? Because the wounds will reopen after 3 or 4 hours unless you make it permanently healed.
Oh
Yeah, after 1 hour, actually.
my gosh.
Hey, I'm just following what it says here in the note card, which says permanent to 7 here.
Okay.
But I'm sure you're fine
You
with
can
that.
increase
Because
the time the potion lasts by adding cosmetic changes as well.
Exactly. So you can make the potion twice as effective if you make the hair like hair blue or something.
Yes.
Okay. Um.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a mental limitation that the driver's having, right?
Yes. But it's just sort of max, so it's not that bad. But he's also bleeding.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna make one that heals wounds because I know Max is getting shot at, and I know that this driver guy is bleeding, so that's gonna work for either of them.
Sure.
And then I'll also I don't know what Max is suffering from, so I can't do anything specific for that.
Yeah, you can wait for Cornelius to get back, and maybe
No,
that would help.
I don't really want to do that, and the reason for it is because I don't want to take longer than we have to down here, and if we can simultaneously do our tasks, then I'd rather do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have them look healthy. That's gonna be the cosmetic change that I do. And then I'm going to have them have a physical change. So it's gonna be a 5 and a 4. And don't think it's super smart to make it permanent because I don't think I can hit that.
Yeah,
So
I don't.
I'm just gonna try to go
Not
for a
without
5
going
and a
over your
4.
limit a lot.
Unless I want to like go all out, but this doesn't seem like the potion to do it with.
I agree.
So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. A 5 and a 4. And it's just gonna be so that they can have their wounds closed for like a couple hours and look a bit better.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's gonna be 4 dice, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Great.
And then I also hit my blood pool dice, so we're good.
You don't have to hit your blood pool dice. You only do that when you make your blood check.
Oh, I thought this was like a permanent extra thing I had to hit.
Only
No,
when
no,
you
no, no,
go
no.
over your
It's
limit.
when you go over your limit.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not too bad. Nice. Okay. Yeah, perfect. So I make that, and then I imagine by the time I'm done that, I'm like meeting up with Cornelius.
Well, we will see
On
what's
what?
going on.
I'm at least gonna
Cornelius
go and
is
try
in
to
sad shape.
investigate. And if I hear any wolves, I run back to the infirmary because I can't fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we want to keep going with me, or do we want to go over to Cornelius?
I don't know. Just let Doug. Yeah, Doug. What are you up to? What are you gonna do? Like.
Ow! It hurts! Ow!
Are you just
Ow! Ow! Oh
Mike is
God!
thinking.
The pain! Okay, look, I just took a 6 to the face. I have to roll a 6 when I do anything. My life sucks. But it's not that bad because I know where there's a doctor and they're relatively
So
close.
it's not anything. So remember, it's anything that is not like driven specifically by your affliction.
Right, but my affliction is literally dying. So
like running from death, you don't have to hit anything. That's
running
totally
to
fine.
death,
If
I
you're
don't
just
have
like
to. Running to death, I don't have to hit anything, right?
yeah, anything where it's like anything that's like just at the total behest of your affliction, you can avoid the hitting resist.
Yeah, but this is like different, right? Because I'm running away from death. I'm like trying to stay alive for a purpose, right? So
Yeah, but psychologically, like fleeing in terror in the moment, that's totally fine. Anything that is like requires like self-control or discipline to like any extent, that's like you have to hit a 6.
like I could do something like this, right? Like I could be like, look, if I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't. It was going to end anyway.
Yeah, that's you have to hit a 6. That is you using reason and self-control in order to get yourself through a difficult situation. That act of doing that is that's what that 6 is overcoming that, your basic instincts. Humans have basic instincts to like run away from scary things and stuff like that.
Yeah, but if
And when
he's
you've
just
been
like
through intense
trudging,
trauma,
but if he's just like, but you're talking about like unless it's like deals with terminal, right? I'm trying to understand what terminal represents here, because terminal represents like I think his. It seems like this person sees death in the face and knows death is coming for him, and he needs to like, and he has accepted that and is like waiting for it to happen. And so anytime which he doesn't like seek death or allow death to come upon him, as if because death will, is something which is not something which you can do using his terminal. It's going to be like invoking his like affliction or invoking
no, your character has not accepted that, right?
well,
If
I
they accepted
see
it, they wouldn't
gallows
have an affliction.
humor, fearlessness, killer instincts. Yeah.
Yeah, that is your ability. You can use those dice in order to do that. That's what those dice let you do. Okay.
Whatever. Let's.
So that those dice allow you to stare death in the face. Okay. And when you do that, you have to hit a 6.
So wait. So the terminal is anytime. So you're saying that he's. Why am I not getting this? Because I'm feeling like terminal means that this is an ability where he feels like where he knows that he's going to be terminal. But you're saying that if he runs away and plays in his natural instinct, then it's not going to afflict his terminal? Like, I'm confused. Do you understand my confusion?
This is your ability to overcome your terminal illness.
Right, but we're talking about you can only trigger. I'm only taking the 6 penalty when I
Fuck.
violate my affliction.
Yeah.
And my affliction is overcoming my death, or overcoming like wanting to die, or overcoming like the eventuality of death.
Yeah.
So anytime I try to overcome the eventuality of death, then I don't have to take a 6 penalty.
No, you do take a 6 penalty when you overcome. Yeah. Replace the word resist with overcome if you like. I might change it anyway.
Did you disagree with me? Or did you just reword something?
I'm trying to understand what you're saying. So you have a psychological condition. Your psychological condition is you're going to die, and that is like really it freaks you out. And it makes doing normal human things really difficult.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Your character also has the ability to sort of suppress this fear as well. And specifically, they have 3 dice they can do that with.
Yes.
That's it. And since basically you've been going over your limit a lot, you've been putting yourself under a huge amount of stress, and now
Yes.
it's this instinct to this fear of death is now like really, really heightened.
Yes.
I don't know. That's it.
What would an example of doing an action which wouldn't be triggering that you wouldn't need a
Like
6?
fleeing in pure terror would not be, would not trigger your illness because you're basically giving into your psychological. You're doing what your psychological condition says.
I don't know. Something might be a little bit better would be to like this seems like this is a response to underlying psychological condition, which isn't stated.
It
So
is.
I have to discover what that psychological condition is through looking at its inverse. Seems like a weird way to think about it.
Well, we can talk about it later if you think there's an
Yeah,
easier way to put it, but I don't.
yeah. I'm just trying to make it so this makes sense. 'Cause I am just going to accept having to roll a fucking 6 here.
I don't understand what you're not getting though. It just doesn't. I don't understand. Like,
What do you mean? Just running back, like running. I can say he's running in terror towards the Nurse Joy's healthcare center.
but that's not where you would run in terror. You'd run away from the danger, which would be upstairs. You
I'm
can't like
already
choose like how you're like when someone is like psychologically stressed, you don't get to choose how to like respond to it, right? That's just not that like defeats the whole point,
It's a
right?
little bit weird because when you have other characters who have things like abusive, they can just go out and beat the fuck out of somebody. And that would be like fine. But that's like a choice you're making as a person who's invoking that in the character, right?
Well, what do you mean? Like
What do you mean what I mean?
makes sense. If someone has PTSD and they're suffering from PTSD, they will like hurt people in anger. That's just because they think they're under a threat. That's just a
The
different way to
equivalent,
respond to stress.
like the equivalent might be, you don't get to choose who you're gonna beat the fuck out of, right? It's like whoever the DM says or whoever's like right in front of you or something, right? So you're saying like I want to choose the room that I want to run to, right? But it's like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah.
you don't get control over that, yeah.
Yeah, but then that would have to. Well, I haven't seen that be the case, so most people don't trigger their afflictions.
Yeah, no one's triggered their affliction yet.
Yeah.
Besides,
That's why
yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going down. Either way, I mean, I don't see the benefit of just doing a random action. I'm gonna take a decisive action. I'm gonna eat the 6, and I'm gonna make it because that's how life goes.
Fair. And what is that action? What are you going to do?
Uh, let's see here. I thought, I thought being terminal, um, I don't lose the gift. I can still use the gift.
Yeah, you don't lose the gift.
Yeah,
You
like
lose the ability to go over your limit.
yeah, I'm not Sure. I'm not restrained here. I mean, I have to hit a 6 just to go down the corridor to the place, right? So I'm just gonna roll a 6.
Yeah, probably 6-5.
6-5. What the fuck? I thought I didn't have to roll
Yeah,
if
you
I
have
have
to.
already moved to a new place.
Oh, did we already establish that? Because
Well, I could be. I mean, if you want to change it, I mean, we established a number of things. But if you want to change it, we can just
well, if
change
we
it.
establish it, let's stick with it. So I thought you had to basically hit a 5 to move through the hallway.
If you want to keep that, we can keep that. I mean, it's up to you.
We were rolling 5-4 before.
Yeah, that's what I heard about
Yeah, that's
going
what
to.
I remember.
That's because we went to a new place, but I didn't have to roll
Mm.
to come back from the armory to the staircase. That's why I'm making.
You know, I think you're probably right. So
Maybe.
you'd have to hit. Yeah, maybe it's just a. Maybe it's a good. Maybe that's fine. So you basically roll to uncover to go to a new place, and sort of like scout it and avoid the wolves and stuff. But since you don't need to do that, maybe it's okay. Just roll a 6. Yeah, that seems fine. And I appreciate you trying to keep track of how these things work.
Eric, I appreciate you.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to move the dice so I can, do some roll action.
So you're gonna roll 3 dice, right?
Yep. One second. I gotta.
Oh my god, that's hard.
Yes!
Nice.
Okay,
See,
you make it
that's
back
how
to the infirmary.
That's what happens. You blow on the dice, and then they roll 6. You blow on it for good luck. I got some news for you.
Oh, you're back?
No, I'm dying. Blah!
What happened to you?
Oh, I'm falling into your arms. Ah, how did that happen? Oh, performer. Yes. Oh, look. I know Max's weakness.
His weakness? What do you mean?
He has a condition.
Are the people from the are the people still in the infirmary?
You can be a different part of the infirmary if you want. I don't care.
Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure. Yeah, I was talking to these people who were shooting at him.
I disconnected for a brief second. Sorry.
No,
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries.
I didn't see that disconnect in the thing. Sorry.
What do you mean weakness? What is he afflicted with?
I need your help.
Okay. I'm just gonna immediately give Cornelius the potion.
Really?
Yeah.
The potion doesn't do anything for him though, right?
It just heals wounds, right? That's what
Yeah, he's not even wounded.
It's an
He's not
affliction.
wounded?
No.
It's an affliction? I thought you were wounded.
No.
Oh, what's wrong with you?
Not having.
You just shouldn't have that dye in your wounds. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
just
sorry.
afflicted.
I saw the dye on his wounds and I was like, well, he's wounded.
Well, this is how much of a penalty. Look, when I see the wounds and I see the 6, it makes me realize
Okay,
how.
okay. No worries. That just confused me. Like as a character, I
Sorry.
thought that you took like 6 wounds or something.
No. I'm
Totally
just
fine.
like
Just put
freak
by your spray
the fuck out.
right here. Wait,
Don't,
what's wrong?
Don't tell me how I arrange my character sheet. I'm gonna put this wherever put that right
Okay.
there.
Wait, how
Great.
can I help? What's wrong with you? What's going on?
I saw it. I fucking saw it. I know where Max is. Oh.
Wait, what is
How
he?
the hell
What do you mean?
how does he recover from this? How does he untrigger his affliction? Anyway.
Huh? You basically recover from your affliction by telling someone your life story.
I'm not listening to your life story again.
Yeah, but you already told Theodora your life story, so you have to tell someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait. How to explain? This is a perfect time. So they have cultists here, right? And they're healed?
Yeah.
I need... Oh, I guess I could tell them under the guise. It's like, you know what? Because...
For an hour.
Yeah. So as a performer, as an illusionist...
Wait. come back here. What were you talking about Maximus?
You don't understand. It's a long
No,
story.
yeah, I know, but just give me, like, what did you find out?
He's a fucking vampire.
Okay.
And something about being and he's a vampire and he has to constantly drink because he can't keep it in. He's like a leaky salve. He's like a barrel
What?
like shot.
What?
There's a technical term for it, I'm sure.
Do I understand that this is hemophilia? Or am I just lost?
I mean, you can
Doug,
Are you talking about the affliction that causes his bruises, or are you just being funny? I don't.
both.
Okay.
By the way, Eric, it's called gallows humor, okay? It's not called being super serious all the time. It's called role playing.
Yeah.
Maybe look it up sometime. Do you know what? Actually, it's called hemophilia. It's
Oh
a
my
common
God.
condition that plagues many people. In fact, 3% of people are afflicted
I
with
think
this
Carl's
disease.
character would understand this though.
Yeah, I think she
It'd probably
would.
be kind of
I think it's fine.
Oh my gosh.
We all have hemophilia. We all probably know hemophiliacs in our day-to-day lives. They just don't really seem recognizable because we don't see them under the condition.
know that Max is a vampire and he has a, and then you understand, and she understands enough about the condition and stuff. But you don't mention anything about the book or like your plan or anything.
Yeah, what the hell? It's not their business.
By the way, the good vibes is just like about the vibration. So like maybe you could talk about that, Carl. About how, like
Yeah, the vibrations.
yeah.
Okay, and then I'm gonna follow you into the other room and be like, "Are you hurt? Are you bleeding? Can I help you? What's happened to you?"
You don't understand, okay? Like the only way for you to understand is if you listen to the tragedy that is not who I am, Cornelius Maximilian, but who I was, Edward Gamel. It all started back.
I know this story.
Yeah, and it's like, but they don't.
Sir Cornelius, are you gonna be okay if I leave you down here?
I don't think they're gonna want to listen to your story. You might have to make a roll or something.
Yeah, they're gonna make a roll, and then I'm going to tell them that I'll tell them Max's secret afterwards.
Oh, I am super on board with this. I'll help him. I want them to stay down here. I don't want them to try to go kill Max.
I will give you a roll for this. So basically, you have performer, which I think would be really helpful. And,
I don't know if I can help. I just know that my character would want them to stay down here.
Maybe you could give them like a snack or something.
I can say something like, please, I really need someone to, like, watch him and make sure that he's all right, and like, you need to
support.
Yeah, you need to make sure that
you have to support my action though, right?
Yeah, support their performance. You're like a walking fog machine.
Fog machine? Is that what you said?
Fog machine.
Oh, fog machine. Yeah. Can I use doctor for my supporting role? Because I'm like, for your health, you really need to not move anyway, so you need to stay down. Like, can I do that?
Yeah, that's a totally valid way to support. Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
I thought it was about supporting my specific action. How is doctor supporting it?
She's supporting it by saying that they can't move. Like she's like, look, I'm a doctor.
You're
You really need
through your
to
bandages, and I'm not gonna be here to help you, and you really need to stay here for at least, I don't know, an hour or two, just until you don't feel lightheaded, but at least an hour, right? Like.
Yeah, but how does that get them to? But how does that get them, the people who want to stay down here, to stay down here? Is it that like? The question is like I'm trying to get some people to do like not that I don't mind the free roll all that good stuff. I'm just saying that the people who are trying to stay down here, we're trying to get them to stay down here. And being a doctor isn't physicianizing anything, right?
I'm giving them medical advice. I'm telling them like I'm a doctor. You have to listen to me, and I'm telling you not to move because you're gonna open up your wounds again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a good
that makes
way
perfect sense.
Yeah.
So So
What
that
do-
you
what
have
do
to
we
hit,
say?
let's say, I think it should be like, yeah, it should be like, honestly, it should be like 654.
Why 654?
6 for your penalty, 5 for
Whoa.
challenge, and then
This is
4 for
literally
improvise.
Whoa. Actually, this is the least affliction-y thing in the world, right? I'm actually doing this to fix my affliction. That's the only thing I don't get penalized for.
Is that true?
I'm trying to think. Does that make sense?
Because I'm trying to do the thing that my affliction is wanting me to do. I'm literally like, I think, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Seems like it's a way to cure it. So I don't know. Seems like an action.
Just because it's a way to cure it, I look at it from the psychological angle.
Uh-huh.
So psychologically is what you're doing. Are you having to overcome your impulses in order to treat it? I think the answer is you are.
Fair.
What are the
However,
You're kind of
yeah,
reason
what
with
are
people
your
right now,
influences?
right?
what did you say?
You're not just like incoherently babbling your life story to them. You're
Yeah, exactly. That's another really good point. You aren't just telling someone your story. That wouldn't require a roll, right? You're actually using your performance skills to like sort of like entertain them into hearing your life.
Ooh, we lost to Carl.
Again.
Oh no.
But
The
wait,
good thing though is Carl doesn't need to hit that 6.
Okay,
Carl
well,
can just hit 5.
I'm back. I'm back.
but that's just
yeah.
I mean, I think I have issues with it, but I'm just gonna say whatever.
Gotta get
Like,
back.
I think it makes
because
sense that if you're reasoning with people and you are beyond reason, it's going to be difficult.
triggering
Yeah, I agree.
well, I don't think that makes sense. I think that the goal it's like man, you have to do something slightly difficult in order to achieve your thing. Therefore, you get a penalty attached to it.
I mean, the reason your affliction
Like-
is a terminal illness, it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like it wouldn't be affected. Like it wouldn't also affect your ability to
Well,
tell your story.
the affliction
It seems like it would.
the affliction is a psychological is the psychological management of my physical condition. It's like the psychological like justification of it, like of how I like go through life to resist the like terrible implications of the physical issue, right? And
Yeah, that's true.
and so when you're trying
well, then,
to
yeah, you should be good then.
when you're trying to do the thing, what I'm trying to do is like make my life have like you could say I'm trying to make my life have meaning by spreading like information about myself by getting things in a row and like letting people understand like who I am, so I leave a mark or something. Like that would be
so like when I'm like mercilessly trying to like bash people's heads in, then I shouldn't suffer like problems from that because that's like part of my affliction, I guess. So
well, that is
like,
your that's
You
not your
still
affliction,
could,
that's your
actually.
condition.
If you're like discriminately bashing people's heads in, you can basically take you could take a penalty. But if you're indiscriminately bashing people's heads in, that's fine. So
okay.
in
So
this case, you're basically putting on a performance while under the influence of this like psychological effect.
Seems fine.
The thing, however, Carl doesn't have that 6.
But if I miss it, and
She only has to hit 5.
but if I miss the 654 on 5 dice, which I will miss, then I take like a 5 penalty for the rest of the game.
You take a 5. You do take a penalty if you miss your roll. However, if Carl hits it, then you still get your blood pool.
Yeah, but I should
basically
just have
removed.
but I should just have Carl like keep them here, then indiscriminately tell a story as they can't leave.
No, because she's supporting your action. Without your action, then it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because I've already told them to stay here.
What's the 5-4 or the 2 targets?
Yeah, 5-4, 5 for challenge, 4 for improvise.
My life stories in improv.
You're giving a
Yeah.
performance. You're trying to basically not entertain them into listening to your life story.
Okay, well I'm just gonna eat a 5 for the rest of the game, I guess. Let's go. Or I guess a 6.
It just depends on what your role is.
Nice. There you go. You got it.
What the fuck?
You got it.
How the fuck did that work?
I think you're too. It's not.
Dude, you don't understand. Okay, I have a real life affliction that is like putting up with this fucking game's mechanics. Okay,
Oh my
like I've been tortured by this game. You don't even
Uh-huh.
know. It's horrible.
I think it's pretty good with my 3 6s over here.
Yeah, I got 2 6s and a 4, so
Yeah. Yeah, we're
everything.
good.
Yeah,
We
so
Every,
got
you
it.
can. Why don't you describe the performance? You put in like the performance of a lifetime, right? That basically takes your entire life and then.
Wow. Sucks that I missed it.
and puts it in perspective. Yeah, there's an
I'll
entire.
probably get it. I'll probably
Yeah,
get it sometime
probably
this
get it
evening.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah. The performance. So I don't like just you're like tell your story about your life. Like I don't know. I don't know of a thematic way to make that seem super interesting. It makes you.
was a little boy who imagined in
Yeah.
the world saw these little things.
Well, this is sort of the stuff that, stuff of like Legends, where an actor gives a final performance.
Yeah,
You know?
but yeah. So
As
like
I look out over this beautiful vista.
there's
you gesture to the like stone walls.
to these cultists who have been like so far like inundated in their own like head up assness, who they don't understand the implications of their life, the kind of things they could have done, or the kinds of other people they may have been. To them, like Maximilian, like not like Edward Gamble, they learn a story how Edward Gamble became Cornelius Maximilian, who have then who became someone with like this unbridled lust for life, who traveled, by way of their like guile and their
Stop it.
ability to be whatever, to be just an amazing, wonderful like person, to travel around and meet the masters of states and the heirs to kingdoms and to bed princesses and all that good nonsense. Where really like the point of life at the end of it that there was um wasn't that there was like
On to the bathroom 1 sec.
yeah, I'm also taking the shit. The point of life isn't to achieve some moral end, but to experience it on its own terms and whatever that had to offer.
You don't have any. Your pool is refreshed. You can get rid of those 3s. Cool.
Oh my god.
Take that crap off my character sheet.
Okay, so when Dio gets back, you guys are gonna need to.
I am running up to the ballroom, avoiding wolves. Just so you know, that's Theodora's next move. She left.
Are you guys going together or?
No, because I'm not staying for his speech. I basically was like, you need to stay here, and also all of you need to stay with
Okay.
him, listen to his life story while
Okay. Yeah,
go-
that's a good point.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
that makes sense.
That was also my understanding.
while he was doing his life story, I was not sticking around to hear, it for the second time. I've already seen this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm running up
Yeah,
to
that's
the
a really
ballroom.
good point. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
you go. You travel upstairs and stuff. You have the torch and the weapon and stuff like that, and nothing really bothers you. You have the potion tucked away.
Yeah.
And where do you go?
I want to just go up to the ballroom and see what's up, and I'm basically looking for Max. But I'm not
There's a
gonna.
bunch of sorry. There's a bunch of guests like wandering around. They're like tripping over carpets and stuff.
Like, do
You
they
know
look
that the carpet's
shocked?
been like
What-
kicked up.
Oh, the carpet. Okay.
They don't know what to do. They're basically they're trying to get back to the courtyard, but the castle is kind of spooky. And there's a bunch of like guests and their servants. They have like some people have started like looting the place.
Oh,
You see someone has taken like a rug and like pulled a bunch of silverware and stuff into it and is like pulling it, dragging this giant sack back. People just doing like weird stuff. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
do I see anyone who works for Max?
No, because Max only has like the one servant, right?
Oh, okay.
And you left them in the bedrooms.
I am. I'm gonna go up to someone who doesn't look like someone who's trying to kill Max. I don't know if I remember what those people look like.
You don't know. A cultist could be anyone. Is one of the major problems with them.
Oh, okay.
But what are you trying to do?
I'm still gonna go up to someone, and I'm still gonna ask, what's going on? Where is Lord Maximus?
They say he's been taken by the cult of purity out to the courtyard, and they're gonna like burn him at the stake. You know, like the monster he is.
Oh, of course. Okay. Um, I am going to like do a thing where I like go into a room that doesn't look like it's going towards there, and then I'm gonna go into the courtyard as soon as I can, or into the
So you're
chapel.
gonna
Is
go
that
directly to the courtyard.
yes?
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, and you just have a potion that basically heals wounds. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You go to the courtyard. They've kind of like gathered around. There's like they've actually found like hooded hoods, like hooded robes or whatever. Max has been tied up to a big post, you know, surrounded by graves and stuff. You know, they brought out a whole bunch of kindling and stuff, and one of them is like kind of like saying, you know, do you have any last words before you like die monster or whatever? Um, oh, I don't know. Do you?
He didn't say anything.
I thought you said something about like be right back or something. I just didn't remember.
He said I'm going to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Okay, maybe he just needs to. He probably
This
muted
is
himself.
during.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Is this
yeah,
we're just might have to just do the last little bit. Just want to
Yeah,
make sure.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just wait and catch him up or
Just
whatever.
trying to, yeah, 'cause it kind of sucks when.
yeah. What?
No, sorry, I was just.
What?
What?
Oh, did you say it kind of sucks?
No, it just kind of sucks
Oh, okay, okay.
when
You
a
like
thing happens.
mumbled, and I thought you said it
I
Carl
didn't
sucks.
mumble. I'm quiet. I'm quiet.
You mumbled.
No, I'm quiet. Damn it.
Okay.
Unlike now,
You're
which
not
I'm being
right now.
very loud. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you like it when I yell at you instead of talk softly.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Reminds me of one of Doug's theories is that Bigfoot exists, but he's just really blurry.
Yeah.
Why? He's
I
hairy.
live in the woods. I can confirm. Yeah.
Like, he's hairy. Hairy is really blurry. Ever try to take a photo of hair? It's really hard. It's like,
Uh-huh.
why do you think hair underwater is all blurry all the time? I'm just, anyway.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like where I live we have like all of the you know, like mythical creatures. We have the Ogopogo, we have Yeti and you know, Bigfoot or
What's
whatever.
the Ogopogo?
Ogopogo is like supposedly this like dinosaur long neck thing, like
Okay,
Nessie.
I'm back.
Oh, welcome back.
Yeah, and it supposedly lives in a lake in BC. People have
Oh,
taken
okay, cool.
it's blurry as well. Yeah.
Right, it's also a
Yeah.
blurry.
Is
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
hairy? Is a dinosaur
I don't
hairy?
know.
We know they have
Must be.
feathers.
Yeah.
Feathers are a little
Yeah,
Okay.
bit
welcome
blurry.
back.
I heard dinosaurs had like hair, like fur, like feathers. They're like
Yeah, they're
proto
blurry.
feathers.
Yeah, just to catch you up, Theodora ran upstairs, saw people like doing weird things, like looting the place, and then went to the chapel where basically Max has been set up to be like burned at the stake.
Wow. What?
Yeah. Shit got real.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck?
How
So
many
literally
how many
everything I.
cultists are there?
What?
Let's say like 12.
12. Wow. Okay.
That's like a nice humble number. Like instead of having like 1,000 cultists or something, it's like there's like 12.
Like
That's not all
12
of them.
that's 12 too many for me, okay?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like I appreciate the scale. Like sometimes you just
Yeah.
get like, there's a whole town of people. And it's like, nah, there's like like a
12,
number of
yeah.
people. They could fit.
I gotta go talk to you to like are we together, by the way?
No,
Can
you're up in the bedroom, right? You could probably do
there's so
something.
many things have happened by this point,
Yeah,
right?
I
That I
understand.
think I would have
Yeah.
left the bathroom by now. So, the bathroom.
You took her up to the
I-
bedroom.
The bedroom.
But yeah, some of the cultists are looking for Iva, and they kind of like followed you up to the bedrooms.
Add this comment. I didn't expect like this to be the way that the night went with Theodora, but suppose.
Wait, you're not with me, are you? You're up in the bedroom?
No, yeah.
We'll have to go from you for you to meet up back up with me.
Okay.
Because you have to go through some cultists to get to me.
Jesus Christ.
Because you're up in the bedroom and I'm down in the courtyard.
Okay, I just like the courtyard. I've been to the courtyard, so I'm just gonna look around, see if I find where everybody is.
You're in the bedrooms, and there's a bunch of cultists that are coming for Iva.
Right. Oh, she's still there?
Yeah, you took her up to the bedrooms.
Oh, I successfully did that because I thought I failed.
You
you
I get to decide whether you succeed or not, but I get to basically determine like complications and things if you miss your rolls.
So I was able to get to the bedroom, but I wasn't able to do it covertly.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's sort of like my job to put you into difficult situations. So like, there's nothing being in a difficult situation if like nothing happens, right? Like if you just like run into a door, it's like you can't go through the door. It's like, oh yeah, this is a real humdinger, like.
This isn't going to be that hard for me. I can just use her as a hostage with no
What?
intention to kill her.
Just using someone as a hostage is not easy, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I can go wrong, but I don't think it's that hard. If you don't have any guns. Oh shit, they have guns. Forget it.
Do they have guns?
yeah, they do, right?
Yeah, but they're
You
muskets or
can-
some shit. They're not good at it, right? It's not
You
like
could
they
use her
have.
as a body shield though, like a meat shield.
That's kind of what a hostage is, isn't it?
No.
Kind of, right?
Kind of, yeah. Kind of, yeah.
So, like, if the reason why
Kind
they're
of.
a hostage because if they try to kill you, you kill them. Like,
Exactly.
Okay.
which is meat shield
Yeah.
adjacent,
So
if not.
So Carl, what are you doing? So you see they're gonna burn Max.
Okay. Do I see any symbols on these cultists or any symbols around, or like what kind of robes are they wearing? Are they like evangelical? What are these people? I mean, Anglicans is what I meant to
They're
say.
from they're from some like weird sect. They're from like some weird purity sect.
Gotcha.
So they're like vaguely Christian, but like it's like when you get to
in the weeds.
they're interested in the occult and.
The question is whether I want to hold her as a hostage or
Well,
whether
so
this
is
whole
my
thing is...
sect, to be honest. Like, I'm pretty sure Methodists were pretty.
Okay, you know what? I want to convince her.
Okay.
We have time.
We'll go ahead with Dios, and then we'll go to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. So I'm gonna convince her to
What are you gonna convince her of? Just
not to like put this whole thing off.
but she's she thinks she's in a pretty good position.
She thinks she's in a good position. What?
They have Max.
What do you mean? Like
She hates Max a lot. You have to understand.
I mean, she does, but is she willing? Is she hates Max enough to like die or whatever? Is that because that from her perspective, that's where she could end up. She can end up dead in the situation she is in, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So she hates Max enough to like die for it.
Almost. Yeah. I mean, she'd rather not die, but like, but
She'd
you
rather
just,
not die.
I'm not. I'm just starting off. I'm starting out. This is like where her like default position is, right? She thinks
All
she's in
right.
a good position because they're going to kill Max.
Okay.
And what are you going to do to convince her? Like, how are
I
you
just
gonna?
I don't know, like, because if I was in this position, like, a good position for me would be my life not in danger and Max dead, right? Or like Max probably going to die and my life not in danger. But if like my life in danger, or like good reason to believe my life is in danger, um, and Max still not dead but probably going to die, I wouldn't see that as like, yeah, I'm pretty good. This is a pretty good situation for me. I'd probably say it's
She's
like
a fanatic.
terrible.
She's
She's
a
a
fanatic, right?
okay. I mean, I guess, but like she's had time to like cool off and stuff like that, so she's not. It's not in the moment. So at least I get to
So
talk
some
about
people are like that, right? She's had like 15 years. Just from her perspective, like she grew up like um in this like big house and stuff like that, and like basically her family had like had these like diseases and like were like untreated and stuff.
it.
They
Yeah,
couldn't afford like doctors and stuff. By the time she like kind of grew up, she was like kind of like this only person in her family that was like strong enough to like survive and like weather
God
that like
damn it! Why do
difficulty.
I not have more fucking? We should. We didn't even meet up once to talk, guys. Not once. So I'm losing out on all the information about Max. It's gonna be so hard. If I had this information, it'd probably be easier or something like that.
I'm giving you this information. She'll just tell you about what it was like. You're having a conversation with her.
Okay.
This is
Yeah.
what it was like for her to like grow up. You know, she grew up in this spooky place. Nobody, saw that how harmed like her family was and like took her in
Okay.
or anything like that. She had to like take care of like her siblings and stuff. Um, and she like lost they like lost their like ancestral house that they'd been in for like hundreds of years. And it's just in that situation, it's really easy to like just be like, it was all caused by this one fucking evil vampire guy.
Yeah. Then I tell her like, why didn't Max kill you like earlier? Why didn't that happen? Why did you decide not to kill you? Why did you decide to invite you here in the first place? Right. It's a whole bunch of problems here. Don't make sense. Um. So like I run with these things, the few things I know. The few things I know. Um. And to like I guess help with that.
She asked you the same question. If suppose like the people that murdered your family um basically asked for forgiveness, would you give it to them?
Damn. Jeez. She's really pulling it off. Um. So I would say it would be. I'm not gonna lie to you. It'd be incredibly difficult. But first of all, that's never occurred. The idea that they would even like ask for forgiveness, or the sorts of things that they would have to do, has never occurred to them. It's not like they've invited me for dinner, or like I've talked to them over the years. These are things. Our situations, while they have some similarities, right, are radically different. I don't have the sort of interaction with Max that you do, that you've have. I don't have. It hasn't been 15 years for me. It has for you. Like I go over like these like different things that like separate our situations, despite that, you know. And I'm like, if I really had to think about it, that it would be difficult to say that I could fully forgive them or anything like that, because there's no way that I could get my family back. But I think that if it was somebody like Max, that maybe I could have, because it wouldn't just be something like an apology. It would be something that would be lifelong for them.
Yeah. So the other point she brings is that Max has never atoned for his crimes.
Damn.
Basically, he's like been like a philanthropist and stuff, but he's never actually suffered. He's never given up anything for like what he did. You know what I mean?
That seems like contradictory, but
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it makes sense. I'm just
I mean, okay. So like I can understand that. Like I can say like, okay, like he hasn't like been tortured because of it. Okay, fair. But he's given his stuff. Jesus Christ. He's given his stuff. Bloody fire.
she shows you she has like all these like pox marks on her like arm from like a disease that her family like suffered. Um,
Okay.
that couldn't have been that they couldn't treat because they just didn't have the resources or whatever, and it spread to like her whole family and left a whole bunch of like marks and stuff on her like siblings' faces and stuff.
So like it doesn't seem like that's like terrible. It's like fucking terrible. But like you're gonna burn a guy alive, right? Who has given so much to the world. Even you understand how much he's given to the world. Can there be a solution that doesn't end in fire? I think there can be. I think there can be something that doesn't end in fire. And it like, to be honest, given Max's constitution, the man may die anyway. Like I say grimly. I mean, look, like when you got him, did he look like he was gonna live for much longer? I mean, how much is your revenge worth if it's taking 2 days away from a man? And all this chaos, all the like, were there people injured in the crowd from like the fight in the battle, or like was everybody perfectly fine?
So those two people were injured. Are you asking her? She wasn't there for that.
No, I'm just asking. I'm asking you.
Oh, you're asking me.
Yeah, was anybody injured in the crowd?
No. You had the
Everybody.
no. Nobody
Well,
was
like
injured
people
in the
were
crowd.
shooting and stuff. Nobody got injured from the crowd.
Nobody was injured really, except for Max when he tried to summon his power.
All right.
You deflected the daggers from Iva.
Okay, so the goons
and then
didn't
you
shoot in the
subdued.
crowd. So they did
What?
not shoot in the crowd. They didn't like fire at all.
No.
Okay, cool.
No, they don't want to fire into the crowd, right?
Okay, cool. All right. They do.
The
Okay.
crowd was a really big reason why the cult wasn't able to get their shit together. There's too many people and stuff. They had a really hard time in the commotion.
So I guess I can't make this argument then, because I was gonna make the argument like possibly if people died that were unrelated to this cause for man to die for 2 days, like.
Well, two of her people were like
Okay,
cut
then
up
I'll
by
just make
Max.
that argument. I'll say like your own people are suffering because of this for like, and for what, to take 2 days away from a man, like. Seems like
the reason why
yeah.
The reason why he's dying though is because she deprived him of she kidnapped his like servants.
He kidnapped his servants?
Yeah,
Couldn't he get blood? I thought you said he wasn't drinking blood voluntarily.
he wasn't. So his servant was actually making potions for him.
So he wasn't drinking blood involuntarily?
So he was getting potions. So basically, his servant was like treating him medically in order for him to have blood.
Okay.
But he wasn't like going around and randomly fighting people and drinking their blood.
Okay. Were the potions? What? I don't understand. How is
it's just like alchemy. It's like
Okay, I get it.
it's like Theodora's alchemy or something.
Okay. So he's getting medical treatment. for his condition, and you took the guy away from that.
Yeah.
She took the okay. And I'm guessing she explains that he's a vampire during this.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And does she know his affliction could be solved by him just drinking blood?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay,
Because
well
she is then able to interrogate his servant,
okay,
and then
well,
so she knows a lot of some stuff
okay,
about
then
him.
in that case, then just like okay, so like he could have gotten blood some way. He has like gay ass servants. So he could have taken their blood, but he chose not to. Like chose not to take
Yeah.
other people's blood.
He can take blood really easily. He's a vampire, so that's
Yeah,
that's
he's
his
like-
job, right? He can
Yeah,
fly
so
around.
like, I was like, look, this like he'd rather die than do this, right? Or at the same time, he could have solved it so like far easier than he did. He didn't, right? There's virtue in this man, right? Or this thing, right? This being, and
Yeah, that's an interesting point. So at this point, in the conversation, the cultists are like banging on the door.
yeah,
What do you do? I presume you locked the door, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I barricaded the door. Yeah, I guess. And then I'm like just gonna like saying like, look, I'm like, I'm not willing to lose people again, right? That's why what did I tell? I'm like, and then I'm like, thinking of doing like something fucking radical, right? Or like I might like die or whatever, but like fuck it, let's do this. Let's go full drama.
What are you gonna do? I'm just curious.
I'm gonna say like if you want to get out of this, you're gonna have to shoot me.
Yeah, at this point, what she does is she actually orders her men to stand down.
Okay. Okay, then like I so like I'm like I just untie her and then I say like what's it gonna be?
Let's go to Carl. One thing I forgot is I think as you're like wandering around, you stumble upon Jiria.
On what?
You stumble upon
Oh, the servant guy?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I probably don't know him.
Yeah, you don't know him.
Completely fucking useless. Completely fucking
Oh my
useless.
God.
Go on.
Yeah.
He's like bleeding. Basically, he just like kind of like crawls up the stairway, and you see him.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna help this guy. Because this is before the courtyard. I don't know necessarily how urgent things are. Is he like gonna die bleeding?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I will bring him up and I mean, I'm not picky about who I help actually. I'm just gonna give him if he's dying from his wounds, I'm gonna give him the potion. I don't know who this
Okay.
man
Wow.
is.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. He says, Jerry, at your service.
Stop the bleeding though? Could you decide to do that? Would that be enough?
Well, if he's dying from if they're like so bad, if they were just like, oh no, like he's just kind of like bleeding a little bit and like you can like patch him up and he'll be all right, then that's a totally different thing. But if this guy's like about to bleed out on the floor in front of me, like I'm not really gonna be like, well, here's a band-aid. Like,
What's the cosmetic change that you made, by the way?
just that he looks really healthy.
Oh, it just looks so okay.
Yeah.
He introduces himself. He says that he's at your service.
Yes, of course. What
He says-
happened to you? What happened here?
He says that his master. He was trying to protect Max at the behest of his master.
What happened to Max? Where is he? I'm looking for him.
He takes you to the courtyard where you see all the stuff you were seeing before.
Perfect. Okay. So I think these guys are like some weird Christian sect that like burn witches and stuff. Sounds like some North American stuff. Okay. Are they just about to like light him on fire?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. All right. There's 12 of them. And this guy that I'm with has already explained to me that they punched him in the throat. Is that right?
Yeah, they punched him in the throat.
And he was bleeding.
I guess
that?
they stabbed him with like a bayonet as well.
Okay. All right. But he was definitely about to die before I gave him the potion, right? Like that was.
Yeah,
I
I'd say
didn't
so.
misunderstand that.
Yeah, you didn't misunderstand that. No.
Okay. Does he he has weapons on him?
Yeah, he has a pistol, but it's not
Okay.
enough to take out like 12 people.
Yeah. I wouldn't. This is not my plan. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's
I'm
okay.
just going. Yeah. I'm gonna explain to him on the way that I think that Max is very sick and that I want to help him, and I don't necessarily know what the cultists are like, where they came from. Does he have anything to say about that on our way there?
He says he's never met them before in his life.
Okay.
He's surprised that they were able to remain undetected for so long, but
Okay. Yeah.
normally Max does better. Normally Max does better vetting of his guests, but his servant was taken ill recently.
Okay. In that case, when I go into the courtyard, I'm gonna go up to the front of it where they're about to burn Max, and I am going to try to get their attention and say, "Excuse me, sirs, madams, are there women here? There has to be. Yeah.
Let's engage
Are
in
you there?
theological debate. Let's go.
I'm not
Theological
addressing
combat
myself.
6.
Well, you asked the question.
Wait,
Yeah.
you got the theological combat, Joe? Nice.
Oh my god. Please, what's going on here? I am. Are we in England, by the way? What country are we in?
No. You guys are in Wallachia, the Far
Where?
East or whatever. In Romania.
Romania. Okay.
Romania wasn't a country at this time, but
Yeah. Definitely. Okay. I don't know what the relations are with England, but it's fine.
England has England is an imperial power. It has a giant empire, includes like India. It's just like it's the largest empire in the history of the world. Or like actually just in the whole history of the world is
just because
English
Theodora's
Empire
from the
was-
Church of England, so I don't know. Anyway. Please, if you just listen to me for a couple of minutes. I'm Theodora Hines. I'm a deaconess of the Church of England. And if you know anything about me and my people, you know that all I do is heal people and help them. So please hear me out. And then before they even respond, I'm just going to continue. I'm sure that this man has done crimes. We all live in sin. We all have sin in us, and I wholly believe that if he has committed crimes, he should be brought to justice. And just as only God can judge people as they die, I believe only the laws can judge them as they live. And I think that to come into someone's home and to try to murder a sick man here is most unchristlike, and I cannot stand by and watch it. I'm gonna try to win them over with my rhetoric.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you make a roll against?
Yeah, theological combat. Let's go.
Yeah.
I think it'll be challenge, which I should probably rename, and then improvise.
I am trying to get them to go through their legal system, whatever their legal system is, rather than kill him. So I don't know how hard that is. It seems hard, but yeah.
Well, I don't get to, I try to just like use the targets, right? So
Yeah.
I think it should be a 5-4. 5 for challenge because you are. It's essentially the social action, and
Yeah.
then you're improvising here. I don't think you have all of the. You didn't do enough research on their specific legal stuff, and you don't know that much about them.
I
So I
don't
feel
know
like you're having
anything
to.
about their denomination. I don't know anything about their thing. I just want them to think that I am a well-intentioned person, and I want them to think that I am right.
Yeah, and I think you can sort of shame them into not,
Yeah,
burning
I
in a
want to
lie
like
if you have
emphasize that he's
theological
sick.
support.
I want to emphasize that they're killing someone in their own home and things like that. And I don't want to say that they're wrong about him. I just want to say that they're going about it the wrong way.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. Yeah,
Awesome.
roll
Okay.
against 5-4.
5-4. Okay.
Yeah, 5 for challenge and then 4 for improvise.
I'm gonna go into this is really important. I feel like rolling 5 dice has a good chance of succeeding with that, but I still want to go into my blood pool. I think I want
Sure.
to. I think I want 2 more dice. I really want to succeed at this.
Yeah, you start off with 4 dice.
Oh, 4. Yeah, I definitely want 2 more then.
Yeah, so you have you're
Yeah.
using theologian here.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Literally theological combat.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah,
roll well.
you easily captivate their attention, and they don't burn Max. And I'll just say that like Max is just like he's like watching this, and he's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, who I am. I've like barely talked to this guy. I'm sorry.
He's just Max is just like he does not believe in God. He's not the kind of guy who's like. He's like
Not
sitting here.
yet.
Yeah.
He's questioning himself after this. He's questioning himself.
Yeah.
He's got to be questioning a little bit. He's like, what
He's
the fuck?
like these like two groups of people using logic that he just does not respect, or like his like life is in their hands. Like
Man, I'm leaving some pamphlets for him.
Doug, what do you want to do? You finish your performance and you feel a lot better. Your
How
life
dare
becomes
you.
a
How
lot more
dare
into
you
perspective.
call the word of God a performance? Anyway, I'm joking.
Yeah,
Oh my
these
God.
the two cultists actually like clap and stuff like that, and they feel like
Everyone clapped.
they've never looked at life in terms of what you can just purely experience before.
And there is an experience.
What do you do?
There's an experience in which very few people ever have the chance to actually bring upon themselves. And that experience is opening and witnessing the true love of a vampire.
What?
What?
We need to visit the Forbidden Grave.
What?
What?
All right, so I don't think they're gonna follow you up to visit the Forbidden Grave, but
Seems kind of random.
It's not random. The Forbidden Grave has a forbidden book, and the forbidden book has a forbidden secret that only the people who understand will be able to read. And guess what? The forbidden secret speaks of the exact thing that I need to get Max to do what I want. So
Okay.
it seems random until you are the holder of forbidden knowledge.
okay, so you're
Honestly,
personally
I
gonna
feel
go
like
to
we
the
should
Forbidden.
forbidden in this conversation.
Right. So you're gonna go to the Forbidden Grave. Is
By
that
the
correct,
way,
Doug?
originally it was called for Biden, but it's actually yeah. I'm gonna go to the Forbidden Grave.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
you see Carl giving a sermon, and the cultists seem to be sort of like, they're holding their torches. Max is really uncomfortable.
Wait, I have to stick around for the performance, right? And make sure that Max isn't gonna die.
What do you mean? Stick around for the performance?
So the character sees that this performance is happening, where the theological arguments are being given.
The sermon, yeah.
The sermon. If Max is gonna die, and it depends on. So does that mean that Does it mean Cornelius understands that this is like going fine? It'll probably be fine. He sees the writing on the wall.
I don't know. What do you mean? I'm having a hard time understanding your
Do
question.
you know how Carl rolled? Carl rolled to try to save Max's life, and she did a good
Yeah.
job of it. Do you
Yes.
understand that my character might want to make sure that Max isn't going to die? And do you know how when my
But
character
what
walks
are
by,
you gonna do, right?
well, I
You know
don't
what you
know.
see. You come up.
Like he wants to
You
stick
come up.
around to see what happens because if Max dies, there's no point in him getting his journal.
Sure, you come upstairs. You see that she's giving a performance, or giving sorry, not a performance, giving a sermon that is captivating the cultists. And you see this because you know that you see the grave and stuff like that, and you see that Max's like life is sort of hanging on by a thread. But I don't know what else to clarify.
Well, the result of the sermon was what? I thought that the result of the sermon was to convince people what like they shouldn't be burning Max alive, right?
No, the result is to not burn him alive right now. Is to like give him like a trial or something like that.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna go grave robbing. You can
You're just gonna
cast
be
me
digging
for
up a grave in the background as I give a sermon on the molehill.
yeah, you can give me look, I gotta tell you, I honed my abilities of thieving through your bag full of really boring books.
Okay.
You know, you can cast
I'm
me
gonna
for
make you roll to dig up the.
yeah, of course.
I assume describe how you're doing it. Just
So like any good so like any good terminally ill person who needs to dig up someone else's grave so they can take a place and live there themselves. There's going to be a grave. There's going to be a garden shed. The garden shed because the grounds have to be kept because there's no way that Max is going to like have his dead like wife in the ground without it being taken care of. And obviously, someone's gonna take care of it. Probably the person who's now bleeding. So I'm gonna go find the tool shed, grab a nice. Is it a mausoleum or is it in a? Well, I'm visiting the gravesite, right? It's in a mausoleum, right?
sure. Well, just flip it over. It's not. You can just flip it over. It's
Okay,
not a
okay, I'm gonna flip it over then. Let's flip it over. Flipping over forbidden grave. Lady Dusa. Oh, nice crow. A lonely grave sits in the chapel graveyard, simple and unadorned. It marks the life of a woman who died in her prime. Scratched deeply into the stone are the words, "Forgive me." Unadorned? Are you serious? What? Okay. Well, I'm gonna go start digging, and I'm gonna do this with a shovel from the gardening shed, if there is such a thing. And
Sure.
seems like everyone's busy at the moment.
Okay.
I wonder how shallow
Roll
this is.
5-4 to 5-4. 5 for its physical action, and then 4 for rush. You don't have much time to do this.
I guess I would go over my thing by 5-4 and 5 dice. I guess, but I kind of really want this, so I'm gonna go over by
I don't
3.
think you get to use 5 dice. I don't see how. What does that do with performer? I don't
It
see how
doesn't.
this relates to it at all.
It doesn't.
Okay. So what are you using?
Terminal, right?
Sure, that's fine.
I mean, I can
I
be
feel like literally
yeah,
digging up a grave is staring death in the face enough that.
yeah. This grave looks like it could fit me. Excellent. Now I roll terminal against a 3, right?
You went over your limit by 3. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And you can't. No, you can miss that.
I mean, a little bit unlikely, but Not
Yeah,
today.
you got it. All right, you got yourself your book.
Looks like there's gonna be a trial. Reading through the book. Wait, so I'm able to. Wait, so just I have the book. Is there anything like? Is there any special? Is this is like the vampire's like most intimate like thing, right?
You don't have time to read the whole thing though, so I'm just hard for me to say more than you. But you find the book next to a bunch of bones, um,
Okay. Well, okay.
and so just to be super clear, I don't think Max is going to take kindly to this, to literally digging up the forbidden grave.
I mean, that's fine. I mean,
Okay.
like
So,
here's the thing. Like Max is gonna take kindly to me not giving this book over about his. This book contains his what? Just to recap, because you told me this last time. His like the evidence, his dastardly deeds, right?
yeah.
How kindly would he take it for me to give this over to the cultists?
Well, I'm not saying. I'm
Yeah,
not trying to like tell you to do something. I'm just letting you know.
yeah. So I'm just gonna close up the grave after we take the book, and shovel some of the dirt back onto it or whatever, just knock it in, and then I have the book in my
It's
possession.
going to be super clear that this was.
I'm
Anyway,
not. Yeah. Okay. Like I didn't cut up the sod on the top, move it aside, and then I didn't do anything like that. Okay. I don't care. All I need is his
all right.
word. What's he gonna do? Kill me? Like, come on.
Okay. Dio, what do you want to do? So basically, Iva has sort of like she asked you to come with her. Um, Dio, are you
Well,
still there?
yeah, I'm still there. I'm just gonna follow her, I guess. I don't know, like, what else am I gonna do?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. She follows you. She follows you down. You follow with her and her men. She asks you to open the door, and then she says that you are not to be harmed, and she'll walk with you down to like where Max is about ready to be burned.
Okay. Cool. I don't know. I mean, I try to stop. Like, I don't know. I talk to her, so there's not much time left.
I
It's
also
time
say
to make a decision.
it's also really close to sunrise, by the way.
Oh wait, what do you mean? The cultists has already been mostly fucking convinced. I don't have to do this anymore. Actually, no. I'm still gonna do it. Like, give them a chance to like, you know, talk. Really, really talk. Talk to him before passes on or something like that.
Yeah, so she marches with you guys down to the out to the chapel, where Max is tied up and listening to this sermon. When the cultists see Iva, they kind of like show deference to her, and she actually goes up to Max and actually like talks with him. Says that he's like a monster and like a blight on the land as far as she's concerned, but she was like touched by the not touched, but she like accepts that he's been trying to like change his ways or whatever. Um, and she's like open to like negotiations. She's willing to negotiate like a peace between them.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
I mean, that's not much I can do. I don't think.
I
Well,
think
you
we
guys are
should.
all here.
Yeah. Um, If people seem receptive to my sermon, I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna untie Max.
You can't. Max is you. You can't just untie him. He's like up and tied to this really tightly to this.
Then I'm gonna try.
Wait. But
And I'm gonna
Iva
get
seems
I'm
willing to
gonna
like.
get the guy who's trying to help me to help me. The guy who I saved.
Okay. Jerry.
Yeah,
How do
Jerry.
you say that, do you?
Yeah, Jerry R. That's what his name is.
Can I have a question?
Yeah.
Is it possible to read like since I know that the book contains a thing, can't I read a section that corresponds to that thing and then try to threaten Max publicly or to um have a
You can do
conversation?
that. Yes. You can kind of interrupt this with your thing if you want. That's fine. You guys are all here. I want you guys to.
Excellent. We can seal the deal. We can put this aside and replace what what has been nothing but pain with love. And I suggest to do this by having Max recommend, and what I do is I want to use cryptic overtones from the book to let him know that I have it, because the only way he can write and say, but I can't use cryptic overtones in this conversation because I don't know what's in the book. I'd like to roleplay this out if you have any like thing in mind, but if no, then I can just be like, because one love lost is not, what is it?
He can, if you have the book, he can just see you having the book. Like it's not that complicated, right?
Yeah.
Like he knows the book. He wrote it.
Well, I guess I can like flash it or something, right? And I can
Sure.
pound the
I mean,
book.
I'm trying.
Yeah, but that's totally. But then it's one of those things where it's like you, in one sense, by the way, like you want to emphasize crunchiness and emphasize tactics. In another sense, you want to emphasize being like dramatic. And some ways you like, for instance, if I have the book in hand and he just kills me, like man, that sucks. You know what I'm saying?
How can he kill you? He's tied up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how quickly this happens. Like never say never say never. Okay. So
He didn't like get himself like tied up, wounded, and dying of hemophilia just to like, yeah, like this wasn't like a gambit in order to like
yeah,
wait for you to kill the book.
it doesn't matter. Look, if you ever been in a social situation before, like I have, many of 5 times, you'll find that people can turn on you pretty quickly, and as soon as someone gets untied, you get your ass slaughtered.
That's
People
why
are
you have
very
to get your way
capricious.
through coercion, not being nice to people.
Exactly.
Huh.
Because you make sure you don't die. So I'm going to hold up. I guess like if according to you, the way to do this is to hold up the book and be like, the way to do this is through love, not through pain and suffering. And I would love to do this through love, but I've seen no goodwill from Max thus far. I've seen him strip a man of his flesh. But if he could persuade me by honorable marriage to between not himself, right? If you can propose honorable marriage to my daughter, then I could see if on myself to side with. I can't remember your name.
Yeah.
Theodora, and we can make an end to this feud. That should be better. That should be best left in the past. But if we can't, old wounds might have to be reopened, and we might have to revisit things that will continue to haunt us for the rest of our days, no matter how short those may be.
How do you guys react to this?
I just have no idea what he's talking about. Like, Cornelius, can this wait? Can you help me?
I'm afraid it can't, my dear.
Really? What is this about?
I can help you as much as your healing powers can help me. Not a bit.
Really? Because you seemed rather helped after I listened to your story, but I guess this is a different matter.
This is an entirely different matter. Now, Max,
Look,
I'd have the.
Look, Cornelius, we're going inside for other negotiations. Don't you think this isn't quite the time or place? Like, maybe you should wait for him to be untied.
Wait, well, I want to see what Max has to say. What does he think?
Don't you think this is a little bit of an
I would like to hear from.
unfair
I'd like to.
situation?
I think it is unfair, and that's why I'm taking advantage of it because it is unfair.
Do you really want to sully something such as your daughter's marriage, such a sacred thing, with something like this?
Any marriage is better than no marriage at all.
What makes you think that
I
if you
don't.
don't get your daughter married
What?
off right this
Bro,
moment, she won't be married at all?
Bro, any marriage is better than no marriage at all? Yo, that's pretty bad. It's pretty strange.
This
Yeah,
I will
and
not
I'm
have
gonna...
from you.
Iva basically demands that Max basically gives up his whole estate to her.
Is she trying to negotiate with him while he's all tied up still, too?
Yeah.
I am going to be like, Iva, why don't we have this conversation inside? Not with Max tied up. This hardly seems reasonable.
Like, I mean, he's
You're in
what's
this
wrong with him being
man's
tied up?
home. Sorry?
She kind of says it's not his home. You know, he stole this.
I
Yeah,
understand that
Max
you have
says,
allegations,
like,
and I
Max
understand
said,
that
like, under his breath, like, I stole it from the Turks who are, you know, ravaging this land.
Theodora's just gonna like talk to Iva a little bit and be like, I understand that you have allegations, and I'm not saying that Max hasn't done these things, but this is not the type of way that we do justice.
Max actually, in this case, he actually stands down. He says, you know what, like, he kind of raises his voice to a. He's very charismatic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Finally, shouts for everyone to be silent, and just has like a kind of a commanding, hypnotic, charismatic sense about him, even tied up ridiculously. And he says that he is willing to relinquish his house for the return of his servant, if as long as his servant is still alive. He'll just give up everything for the life of his servant. Iva readily agrees with this, and sort of just basically says that he sends him into like exile. He has to like basically like leave the country. And Max agrees with this.
So Max
He
doesn't.
gives his like
Yeah. And Max doesn't. So he just skips over my thing entirely.
Yeah.
And the implications of what lies therein, he doesn't care about.
He basically, if he's not skipping over entirely, if he gives up all of his like possessions and stuff, then he can't kind of like be extorted anymore, right?
Does
Then
Iva say anything about his servant?
then I demand
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
So
sorry.
wait, how does this even work? I don't know marriage law from from negative 30 dickety 2 to whenever, or how possessions are passed before the. Then oh well, I guess I could just do this then, right? Then I want to. I think that's fine. I'll take Max into private conference, and I'm gonna have him marry my daughter under just a legal title. That way, that when he gives up his possessions, he's only giving up half of his things, and that my daughter gets to retain
No,
his.
he's not he's gonna give up all of his possessions. He's not gonna be like going. He's not gonna like sort of like
Well,
cash
he's
out
not.
here
Well,
extortion or
here's
whatever.
what's gonna happen. Like, the extortion is going to happen, and the reason why it's going to happen is because he's going to be killed, and so is his servant.
How
For
he's
the.
gonna get killed?
You think that? So you think the cultists don't care about the blackmail? The sensitive
People
issues
just
of
get killed, dude. That's just what happens.
he's willing to die. Okay, is what I'm hearing. Because I think the blackmail means that the cultists will go kill him. But you're saying this isn't the case. I'm wondering what's the case because I don't know what the hell
Maybe
this.
it is. It depends what you're doing.
Can you help me out, please, a little bit? Because you're like,
I'm trying to help you out.
because it's like, no, he just doesn't care about the black. It's like, well, what am I actually threatening? If you're saying it's not important, like, I guess you're like,
No, it's important. It's just that like
apparently not, because he can just like give up his house, which is the same thing as like he's more concerned about his like servant than he is about his house or something. Like that's like the extent of it. I'm confused.
it's not that he's more concerned with his servant than his house. It's just that he's in a terrible position, right?
Can I just like when I'm like going to untie him and when I'm like near him, if I'm not in earshot of other people, can I just kind of like say really quietly to him, like, you know, I know about your affliction and I can help you?
Sure. Yeah, that seems fine.
I don't understand. This is pretty vague for me.
So you're trying to get him to. You still want him to marry your daughter, even though he doesn't have any property.
So I think my character wants to continue the family line, wants to like make life better for his like his only family, and kind of like be the like ideal like Christian when you die, because you can only do it because of the Father's blessing. I think that was the original setup plan, right?
Sure.
But it can't be done unless the person is respectable, which someone who has given up everything probably isn't, right? I mean,
Right.
there could be a thing where like you give up stuff to be a good person, but at this point, after digging up a grave, it seems really strange for a character to realize that there's good people in the world and that you should really care and value them.
Well, what do you think? I mean, I'm just trying to.
What do you mean? What do I think? I just told you.
Yeah. So let me just keep going. I'm just.
So, well, my imagination that I was thinking was that I could get him to kowtow to my demands, negotiations would happen, and then life would be good for everybody. But instead, he's like, actually, fuck you. I'm just going to give everything up for this other person, which means that I'm no longer a party to anything. I'm just like going to like get BTFO out of this scene. Because he's like, actually, I'm done here. I'm taking my ball and going home. Or in fact, I'm not taking my ball. I'm just going home. In fact, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to be homeless and give up everything and give everything away because I'm in a terrible situation, which is like, I guess, a thing you could do. But then it's kind of like, oh, wow, well, there goes that. And that's how that goes. And that's how it ends, right? Which is fine. It just means that my character doesn't fulfill their need or their goal.
Yeah. I
Because
mean, I think that sounds.
Max literally gave up absolutely everything that he could possibly do for somebody. Effectively
Yeah, I
speaking.
think that makes sense though, right? Like your
Does
character
it?
didn't really try to understand anyone else or like work with them or whatever. You just tried to like extort everyone. And then you ended up not really protecting Max when he like needed help or whatever.
Carl died.
Oh no.
But they're here in chat. We're still called though. I mean, I guess. Yeah, if that's the way things go, it's the way things go.
Yeah, I'm just trying to play it out like as logically as I sort of can, right? So yeah, the basic thing is like this.
Well, that's why I offered
Um,
the way out in a sense. Is that if he married, like maybe if he married my daughter, half the estate or some other version of that, right? Oh, she's actually dead. Oh, she's back.
but why would Iva be down with that? You didn't deal with Iva at all. Iva's not just going to
Um,
give up half the estate because you have a book. Like Iva doesn't give a shit.
yeah,
Wait,
but you can't. The problem is
is the
like
estate Iva's?
no, not
It's
yet.
what?
Like he
Not
didn't
not
steal it from her.
No,
He
but
has he has to do some legal loophole or legal trickery, right? And he's going to give up his estate or however much. Like, I mean, it's fine, right? I'm just talking about there are deals to construct that you're not willing to like go through, which is fine because they take place after the game, I guess.
he'll give up. The thing that makes the most sense to me is that Max will give up his estate in order to start a new life. You know,
Sure.
like he did try to like bury the past literally,
Yeah.
but the fact is it still came back to bite him. You
No, it
basically
didn't.
unburied the past. No, it did.
You think he's gonna
Your
have the
character
estate to
literally,
avoid being blackmailed?
partially, yeah. He just feels that like he thought that he was able to like make things right through his like philanthropy and all those kinds of work, but it didn't work, right? You blackmailed him. Iva came to like kill him. He had to do some bad things, like he had to use his hypnosis on the coach driver and stuff like that, and it didn't work. And now ever all the nobles that he's worked so long to like build up his reputation, they know he's a vampire and stuff. So he just feels like he has to leave. You know what I mean? And start a new life, not taking
Yeah,
anything with him.
I think he does. I think he has to do it under like certain conditions, and not just like carte blanche say, "Oh, I'm done," right? I think that if he
What do you
wants to
mean
be
under certain
like, for
conditions?
instance, if he thinks he can just give up his stuff and walk away, and that's like the way he's gonna settle the issue, he's totally mistaken. Because I'm going to make it so that the cultists won't be fine with that anymore because of the misdeeds in the book, and that are gonna rile them up and like cause that solution to be where they have to hunt him down again.
Well, what do you guys think? Are you guys okay with Doug's character? Like you guys have sort of found this piece. How do you guys feel about this? I'm just trying to.
Well, I mean, Theodora has opinions. She thinks that Max has like an affliction beyond his control and he's not beyond the grace of God and that he should come back to England and that she can like heal him if his like guy is out of commission again because he's sick or something. She doesn't know that he's been kidnapped. She's like, "Oh, your healer is sick. Like I can heal you." She's seeing him as like if she can save his soul, she can save anyone's. She thinks that he's like someone that she actually really wants to help.
Okay, that's really interesting. And what about and Dio? What
Yep.
about your character?
I think that my character just generally wants, I think I've been clear. Like my character just anything that makes it so that they both survive and leave, even if he has to give up his house, is worthwhile. Um, I think that there is. I think that that's the most that I can ask of Theodora.
Yeah, so like Theodora might explain to you that like her denomination has been of like the Church of England has been criticized for like some people say that they cause plagues or that they cause like witches to happen or things like this because they don't explicitly like, denounce these things. But like they don't think that like criminals or like people who do bad deeds are necessarily like beyond healing or help or those kind of things, and they don't ask questions about what people are going to do with their life, they just save them, right? So like he's out of the people who do like good deeds and the things that like she does, like her like the group of like-minded like Christians like her are going to be like the people who are who are going to help him, right? And right now they're only found in England and like a little bit in like the New World.
Okay, great. So basically, here's the thing, though. Doug's character Cornelius wants to like take this sort of fragile piece and like destroy it. And how are you gonna threaten it specifically?
I mean, as I'll be as specific as we've been on the book, right? Like, look, the book is supposed to
Like I
contain
can't
some.
believe I can just say this, like if you really need somebody like a marriage for somebody, like dude, I mean I think I'm pretty good, right? I mean I don't know.
You
Yeah,
would
why does it
marry.
need to be Lord Maximus? Why couldn't it be
Yeah.
Leo?
Hey,
Eh,
if Dio's Leo wants to marry, like, will finally like, would actually consent to a marriage to his like servant's daughter, like that's, to preserve the peace. That's like totally like a resolution, right?
yeah, it totally is. Go with that.
Nice.
I would say there's probably something like a little bit untrustworthy with it, but that's probably fine.
I mean, like you can say it's untrustworthy, right? But I'm like, I mean, I don't know. I've shown that I want to like resolve the piece, and I think I know your daughter, right? So
I would hope so.
yeah, I think I would know your daughter. I think I've met her before, so it's not a huge deal.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's probably about it then.
Wait, does Lord
Yeah.
Maximus agree to come back to England?
Yeah, totally.
Does Theodora get to like try to save his soul and stuff?
Yo, it's
Yeah,
happily ever
yeah.
after time, guys.
Oh my god, real okay, good. Awesome.
We actually got a
I was
happily ever
expecting that
after.
to be like an absolute fight. Okay,
Wow, you just won, dude.
we just
Just
won. We just
won.
won D&D.
You just won D&D, yeah.
Yeah,
One
or
thing.
Silent Night. Sorry.
Silent Night, yeah.
So
It's
it's
just
supposed
such
to be
a.
more
I
about
mean,
your character's
how else do
arc.
you describe this? This is a win. This is a win-win-win.
I
Come on.
feel like
Well,
it's
it depends,
about
right?
it's about the journey.
I know. But like what I'm saying
It's about
is
the friends we made
every
along
one
the
of our
way.
characters sort of accomplished their objective goal. So
Well, it depends. The objective is the thing that's the most interesting. So you're supposed to have like a little bit of an arc, right? So your character
yeah,
started
I
out,
definitely went. I definitely had an arc, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
totally vengeful. Then you were caught between your loyalties, and then you found a way to reconcile. But in order to reconcile, you had to like admit how difficult it really is to like um
Let it go.
let
Yeah.
things go. You know what I mean? And you didn't get the thing that you came here for, which was help to gain vengeance on the
You're
sect
right.
that killed your house. Oh, do you take Jerry back into your he's willing to he's really he apologizes for failing you, and he
Yeah, you were pretty useless, JR, but like like
What do you
well, I
mean?
mean
He's
like pretty
incredibly
useless.
useful.
I mean like completely useless, right? But
Oh my god.
stuff happens, right? And at the end of the day, everything worked out.
yeah, Theodora came here looking for like a book to help understand the Christian virtue and stuff, but then you found a way to like be more virtuous by like healing everyone, even like your enemies.
Yeah,
And
I feel like she came here thinking like that she was just gonna get like a small like thing to help her on her journey, but then she actually found this like huge challenge of like how do I get this vampire to believe in Jesus?
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like how in the world did you like you all those poor rats that you guys defeated, you didn't treat any one of them. So I don't know if you're a real saint.
Yeah.
Look, we recognize saints, but don't worship them here in the Church of England, Methodist Church.
Saints are supposed to drive rats out, right? Like that one
Yeah.
saint. Forgot.
Yeah, I wish
And
that
then
I
Doug,
did
what did you
the. I actually really was planning on like flirting with Iva and doing some more of the like actual like amorous part of the amorous servant of God,
Right,
but
right.
that just like did not end up happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really flirt with Iva. Well, I kind of did, but not that much. Not that much,
You're not
not
like
really.
the amorous angry young master, right? So I feel like I actually would play this character really, really differently if I played them again.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's just being a little bit new to that.
I
I think
fell
I
into
think
the
y-
character at the beginning.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can definitely have I think more interesting things that like this particular character sheet does that I just didn't explore.
Yeah,
I
but
also
I mean,
did incredibly
it
safe
worked out
rolls,
though.
and I think triggering your affliction might be like really fun for like figuring, like for seeing like the whole character and
Oh
what
yeah,
they are,
that's true.
and like,
I didn't really do that either.
and
Yeah.
even with you, like you struggled with some stuff with your affliction, but like I never really interacted with mine, which I feel like was a big flaw for like the actual like arc of the character.
Yeah, I guess.
I think it was fine because you were just focusing on different. So it's sort of like this, right? You were doing other difficult things,
Hmm.
and you avoided dealing with your affliction super directly.
Yeah.
Because you were doing things that were not specifically like to try to like in like your interest in that super direct way, right?
Hmm.
Like you ended up healing everyone and supporting other people's actions and things like that, even when it didn't really like put you into an absolutely like superior position.
Iva,
Yeah.
from the first time I met you, I fell in love. Oh my god. Your eyes and your pale, dangerous skin that seems to have been ripped apart by disease. I
Your melodic
cannot
voice and its
fathom.
vibrations.
Oh my god.
Your name itself.
By the
your
way,
character-
you guys were giving me shit for being a nun, but like, this is like the one church back in the
A
day that
smoking
actually
nun.
ordained women. So I don't know.
Smoking nun.
The like founder of Methodists was like, women, the whole women should be seen and not heard. Any woman of spirit should reject this. This is what this dude said back in like the 1700s.
Yeah, but they didn't have cool outfits.
Also, I
True.
doubt there was smoking nuns. I doubt that was a thing. But yeah, the fact that you had
People know about nuns from like Sister Act or whatever.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm
I
still
didn't
gonna
want to
give you
like
flat for having a
derail
fucking
last
cigarette.
time when you guys were like, I'm like Deacon S, but it's fine.
And then Doug, so you would say Cornelius has had like an arc because he did start out like being really sort of like concerned with like status, I guess. And I guess he didn't really give that up exactly. What?
Nah, he didn't. Unfortunately.
Like, I don't know, he felt like he just kind of went down the rabbit hole of like time was like coming at him, and like he went and done some like heinous shit that he wouldn't normally go about doing. It's probably like
I don't know. It feels kind of like crazy to go and like fucking yo, dude. I'm gonna control you if you don't like marry my daughter or whatever. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'll just marry her. Then.
Desperate times.
Yeah,
I'd be,
like you gotta
pretty
get shit
fucking
done.
desperate. I get it. You're about to die, so it makes sense.
He faced death like 3 times this game. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He had to talk.
Yeah,
With,
he probably had the hardest time out of all of us for like failing. Well, your manservant failed a couple rolls, but like your actual character didn't.
I did. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
did?
I did. Yeah,
Oh well, like the one carrying her upstairs, but
yeah, which got me in a situation where I was surrounded on all sides by
gotcha.
men who could have killed me. The only reason why I didn't die there.
Fail any of my rolls, which was interesting.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
You have a chance to like fight through. You have Hunter, and they are like a bunch of people, but you do have a
That
chance
have
to like.
guns?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'd
You have a
survive,
gun.
but
You
yeah,
had a
I have a gun. Yeah, I still have a gun. Yeah, but I don't
I
know.
would have given you a roll. It's not like.
Yeah, I mean, what it would have been to like fight myself out of that room?
Yeah, you couldn't really fight yourself out of the room like with like holding Iva. That would be pretty hard, right? Like,
Yeah,
like that's kind of how the system goes. Like, the more things you're trying to do, like the harder it is, right? And at some point, it's a lot easier. The game is a strategy. The right strategy tends to be to like change what you're trying to do. You know, if you just like stick dogmatically into like fighting, and also you had a penalty, right? From the previous failure.
yeah.
So carrying Iva, having like kind of a bad leg, having like a sprained leg, and fighting your way out, and you know it's just like kind of dog piles, and it's a lot more effective to like change, right? And that's what I want characters to do, right? So like actually like that's what a story is when a character starts out as something and then changes something, and then the game really encourages you to change your approach with like the mounting penalties and.
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
well, like,
I had to
was
change
originally
even if I
gonna try to
failed.
kill Max, because I thought he was like this just super evil wizard guy. I mean, as a player, I knew he was a vampire.
Right.
Yeah.
But
tell
just
immediately.
just based off of like what my character saw, I'm like, well, she would want to kill him because she would think that he was just evil, right? But like, yeah, she actually like knew more about him. She, you know,
changed her mind
a little bit about it just because of her own philosophy.